see you. Carol, good to see you. Kelly, good to see you. Brianna, good to see you. Oh, man. Hi, everybody. Gold Eyes, great to see you as well. Craney, great to see you. Good to be back. It is good to be back. You're my fave. Oh, man, I appreciate that. You versus Chris NCAA stream. That would not go well for Chris, man. He don't want that smoke, bro. Kathy, good to see you. Scotland, good to see you. Do you see Jack Smith files? Yes, I did. I did see them. Crazy. Like, oh my God, man. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing that that's a Republican nominee for president. Alexandra, great to see you. Orlando, good to see you. Miss Donna, good to see you. Cece, great to see you. Lydia, good to see you. Guys, ladies, gents, boys, girls, everybody in between. You sound much better. I feel much better. I feel as if I've recovered a little bit from my sickness, my like 2-week long cold that I had. You might say, is that COVID? It sounds like COVID. Maybe. Hopefully not. Linda, thank you for the fireworks. I didn't have a test, so hopefully it wasn't. But thank you to the vaccine for, if it was, for making me not so bad. I subscribe to your YouTube account. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Listen, everybody, you know what we're doing here this evening. If you haven't already, Grace, great to see you. Alex, good to see you, my man. If you've been here before, you know what we're doing. If you haven't, we are debating MAGA. We are talking to Trump supporters, Republicans, conservatives, all these people. So if you are any of those people, if you are a Republican, if you're a Trump supporter, if you're a conservative, if you don't like Joe Biden, if you don't like Kamala Harris, if you don't like me, whatever your gripe may be with the Democratic Party and whoever in the Democratic Party, come on up and tell me why you support Donald Trump. You can either type MAGA in the chat or just request up and we can have a conversation. Now, do me a favor as well. Another thing, make sure to double tap the screen. Let's try to get to 100,000 likes. As Law of the Wild would say, fill up that entire bar. Just once, maybe twice, to cover for the MAGA Republicans who won't do it. So fill up that entire bar. Let's get to 100,000 likes. I think if we do that, we even get to like 200,000 pretty quickly. But I digress. Make sure to drop a follow if you haven't already. Spam shares that also boost the live. And of course, Venmo Cash App in the link in the bio if you want to support the live. But now let's get into it. All right, if you're MAGA, request up. Let me know and we can talk. All right? Yeah? Sound good? Sounds good to me. So just type MAGA in the chat if you are, and you can come up and you can tell me. Look at this guy. Trump equals GOAT, bro. It's a troll account. I feel like that guy's come up in my live before. But that's crazy, bro. Trump equals the GOAT. Man, you are crazy. You are weird, bro. Let's invite this guy. Reversal swings. Let's invite this guy. I'm inviting a bunch. One of them came up. Let's get like another 3-on-1 going. How about we get another 3-on-1 going in here? That was fun the other night when we had 3 people in here. Hello? All right, how old are you?
Fuck you.
Do you think I'm gonna wait? Do you think I'm gonna mute you for that? Oh. See, he could have gone way worse than that. He could have said something way worse. That was actually like tame for most people who come up here and troll, man. I didn't even kick him. He left by himself. That was like you can't do that. You have to get kicked by me for it to be anything. Come on, man. That was weak. Come back tomorrow. And maybe will I be live tomorrow? I don't even know. Come back to the next time and maybe make it I don't know, bro. I don't know. Make it better. All right, let's invite this guy. Purvis? I don't know what his name is. We'll get him up here. Again, request up if you're MAGA. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Not much. How old are you?
18 years old.
All right. And why are you MAGA?
Oh, I'm not. I just wanted to say hello.
Oh, hi. All right. Well,
yeah, I'm drinking an energy drink right now. Did you know that?
Enjoy that, man. You have a good one. Appreciate it. It's in character. For sure. Look at him. He just wants to say hi. No problem. Not what we're looking for, but no problem. Let's bring up Mr. Apple. He's in the box right now.
Hey, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How old are you?
Oh, I'm 19.
You're 19? All right. Why are you voting for Trump?
So I grew up on a farm and shit, and when Trump was in office, I want to say where I live in Connecticut, diesel was about like $2.60, I think, and diesel went all the way up to $4.40 a gallon, and that's pure bullshit, pure and utter bullshit.
Are you saying that's because of Joe Biden?
I mean, we're buying oil from Saudi Arabia, then yeah.
We bought oil from Saudi Arabia under Donald Trump.
Not as much though.
We're actually producing more oil here in the United States right now, and the levels at which we're buying oil from other countries is relatively stable. It hasn't like shot up. Am I sure about what?
You sure about the oil?
Yeah, we're producing more oil right now than ever before in American history. That's via the EIA.gov, which is the Energy Information Administration. It's a federal government website. They track the production of oil.
Okay, what about the price of food? I mean, for me, price of like chicken feed, because we are a vegetable and chicken farm. So, like, what about that stuff?
Yeah, that's also has nothing to do with the president of the United States. That was due to supply chain supply chain issues around the world because of COVID, and the lack of goods getting to shelves for consumers. So, if, for example, let's just say there are a bunch of farmers in your area demanding chicken feed, right? They all want to buy chicken feed to feed their chickens, but there's a limited amount of chicken feed, right? There's only so much. You have like 10 farmers. You need chicken feed. There's only so much that can satisfy 5 farmers. Then the price is going to go up because the supply is limited. Right. But if you have 10 farmers and there's enough for 20 farmers, enough chicken feed for 20 farmers, then the price will go down. Right. It's Econ 101. And that's what happened during the pandemic, essentially, with like all of these different products.
I mean, yeah, but I got one question for you.
OK, what is it?
Did you watch the debate last night?
I did. Yes.
Who do you think won?
Tim Walz.
Okay. I mean,
you think JD
to
Vance
me,
won?
it's like kind of like 50-50 because like Tim Walz did say he was friends with school shooters.
Well, he misspoke.
He did say that.
Yeah, he misspoke. It was in the middle of a conversation of school shootings and gun control generally, and he was talking about how he had met with Sandy Hook families and how they were in his office like demanding change, and how he befriended a lot of these families and like knows them personally. And in part of his sentence, he misspoke and said I befriended school shooters. Obviously, that's not what he meant. Obviously, he was talking about the Sandy Hook families.
I mean, oh yeah, I live like right down the road from the old elementary school. It was a true tragedy.
Yeah, exactly. So though he was talking to those families in his office in Congress when he was in Congress, and that's what he was referencing. He misspoke. It's that easy. And look, he left. Now you, Reversal, why are you MAGA? Got to figure out how to unmute though. See if he does it. See if he figures that out. I'm not hopeful here. Just this is always like this is always the most challenging thing for some people. Just the unmute button. It's a tough one to find. Just press your little your profile picture and press unmute if you're there. I don't think he is. I don't think he. We'll drop if he wants to come back up. I want to give him the opportunity to speak. But for now, he must go. All right, if you're MAGA, let me know in the chat. I'll bring you up. And we can talk. Dude, this guy literally just switched his profile picture to Trump. Look at this guy. This is a good tactic. I like this guy right here. He switched his profile picture to Trump to try to get up here. That was smart, man. You had I saw you had like a suit. It was like a prom photo or something, and now you switched it to Trump. Did you just look up Donald Trump and like put in the first profile picture?
Hello?
Yeah, hello. How old are you, bro?
I'm 19.
Yeah, okay, bro. What year were you born?
June 17th, 2005.
Okay. I'm going to take your word for it. All right. Why you MAGA? You got to come back here, bro. Can't hear you off when you're not on lap. Is that true? Is that even correct? Yeah, it's 19. Dude, you got to come back on. We can't hear you when you're off TikTok. Nobody can hear you right now. Man, people be struggling with the app, man. They don't know how it works, dude. They don't know how it works. All right, if you're MAGA, let me know in the chat. I'll bring you up. If you're MAGA, let me know in the chat. I'll bring you up, and you can tell me why on earth you're supporting Donald Trump. Look, another guy with a Trump profile picture. Look at this guy, MAGA Mobile. Seriously, I mean, they really have MAGA Mobile. Look at this guy. He's another Trump profile picture. Hello, are you MAGA?
Yeah, I'm MAGA.
How old are you? What the fuck is going on? Hello, are you MAGA, bro? Are you here to debate or not?
Yeah, I'm here to debate you.
All right, why? Why are you MAGA?
The policies.
Okay, what policies?
America first, energy independence, secure and safe borders, reduction of cost, reduction of government, reduction of size of government.
So where do you which I mean, give me one and we'll start there and we'll go through them all. Which one? Where do you want to start? Where do you want
border
to start?
security.
Border security. Okay. So do you think that the border right now is a national security issue?
I do believe that.
And you think it's a big problem in the United States, like one of the main ones we're facing?
Well, let's look at what asylum seekers are supposed to do under asylum laws. They're supposed to stop in the first country that they arrive upon, not continue through Mexico and march to a country that they want to go to.
That's not true. There's nothing that stops somebody from seeking asylum if they've walked through Mexico. What they have to do, though, first is seek asylum in Mexico and then get granted that, and then they can go seek asylum somewhere else as well.
But
like
that hasn't
theoretically, for
happened.
example, an asylum seeker could seek asylum in a country and then be persecuted in that country and then have to go to another country, right? So there's no law saying like, oh, there's nothing saying like, oh yeah, you have to stay in the first country that you can seek asylum in, because that makes no sense.
Understanding the asylum laws, okay? Asylum laws is you're fleeing a government, okay, or a country from a dangerous spot, or that you're at risk. I can't understand why, once they've gotten out of Venezuela, whatever country you're leaving or fleeing, and you've arrived in the next one, which is a safe place, where are you continue to going?
What are you talking? Like, I mean, but I'm curious. Like, what law are you citing that says that they have to stay in the first country that they enter? Like, this is not an actual law. Like, this is not a thing.
It's not. I'm not saying it's natural law, but what I'm saying is, where's the
actual law.
What continues you to keep moving?
Yeah, I think
As
that
an immigrant, if you're fleeing a country that is not unsafe to live in, where are you and once you've arrived in another country, you're safe. You're out of that country. Where are you continue to going? Why are you?
Yeah, but theoretically, think about it this way, right? If you have like a really great country up here, a really prosperous country with a lot of economic opportunity, then in the middle you have a country that is really dangerous and you might die in if you go to, and then you have the country that you're being persecuted in. If you leave the country you're being persecuted in and then go to the middle country, it doesn't mean you're safe. Also, are you driving right now?
Am I driving? No, I'm right. I'm passenger in a vehicle.
You're passenger. Do you have somebody else is driving?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Go ahead, have them talk.
Yeah, I'm not going to have a conversation. Yeah, no, absolutely.
No, have them say something. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Have the person that's driving say like something. Just have them say anything.
Here, say something.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know. Say something.
Okay, you're good. I believe you. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So basically, like I said, I look. No one country it has like hard feelings towards anyone seeking a better life or a better future. Okay, but it has risked the safety of Americans, and you can't deny that, Harry.
That's also not true.
You can't deny that illegal immigrants that have came in undocumented have not committed any crime.
No, I'm not saying that.
What about
that's not
the
what I'm saying.
12-year-old girl in Houston that was murdered and raped under a bridge?
Well, listen,
okay, 12-year-old girl.
I think that that's obviously a tragedy, right? Obviously, no objection for me, and I think that you care about that little girl. I think you do. But I don't think the people you're voting for... Wait, I'm not done yet. I don't think the people you're voting for do. Donald Trump does not care about that little girl. He doesn't care about her life. He doesn't care about her safety. He does not care about what happened to her.
Give me one thing that Donald Trump has done or ever said that he does not care about the citizens of this country.
Yeah, so in that specific example of that little girl under the bridge, he assaulted a woman himself. So clearly he doesn't care about who?
How?
E. Jean Carroll. Are you not familiar with this case?
I'm not referring to that incident.
No, I know you're not referring to it. I know you're not referring to E. Jean Carroll, but I'm saying that Donald Trump, the people you're voting for, do not care about that little girl you just cited. Donald Trump does not care about the little girl because he himself assaults. He himself assaults women. He himself assaults women. And he blocks immigrants. I just told you, E. Jean Carroll in the 1990s, around 1994, 1995, and he was sued for this in civil court and lost. The unanimous jury ruled that it was more likely than not he did it.
Harry. There's no evidence to that besides her testimony.
That's not true. That's not really.
Too.
So then let me ask you this: there was a dress that E. Jean Carroll was wearing that day. She's kept this dress since then. On that dress, before trial, they had it tested, and there was an unidentified male's DNA found on the dress. The same dress that E. Jean Carroll was wearing the day that Donald Trump assaulted her. Now, E. Jean Carroll's side asked Donald Trump to give his DNA over to test it to see if it was his DNA. And you know what happened? Donald Trump refused to give his DNA over. For 3 years, he refused to give his DNA over. Why?
Look, it's very obvious, Harry. The man has never, he's been a public icon figure for 40 years, helping civil rights movements.
Really? Is that why he got sued for housing discrimination in the 1970s? They were denying
housing
black
discrimination?
tenants?
That's government contracted housing for HUD.
Wait, no, that's not true. That's not true. He was denying black tenants at Trump in Trump properties in New York. He was denying black tenants and accepting white tenants.
I'm 40 years old. You weren't even alive at this point.
So yeah, that doesn't matter. You don't have to be alive to say that something was bad.
At that point, you weren't.
Is your view that you have to be alive to say that something was bad?
No, but
Okay, so then why the hell are you saying that?
Experience at that time is false. I was living in some false reality. I'm 40 years old, Harry.
Wait, what are you? I'm not saying. What are you saying? You're living in a false reality. I'm telling you the facts. You're saying that Donald Trump was helping with civil rights movement while simultaneously denying black tenants opportunities in his properties, and he was taking out entire. Wait, I'm not done yet. Can you stop talking when I'm talking? He was taking out entire newspaper pages, calling out the Central Park Five and saying that they were guilty for a crime they didn't commit. And then in 2012, he called the first black president un-American, said he wasn't born here, and said that he was born in Africa. Please spare me the whole he was helping with civil rights movements, and simultaneously he was assaulting women at the time.
Did Obama show all that? Did Obama show that?
Obama was born in the United States of America.
What did he submit his proof?
Oh
like
my
everyone,
God,
everyone
bro.
questioned it. I'm not trying to sit here and argue over
know.
that.
We've
but
seen.
You're arguing over
we know
something
that.
This is like I said, it's an off-relevant topic. You're going off topic.
No, you said that he helped. I'm just debunking. I'm debunking your argument that Donald Trump helped with civil rights movements, and that he's a great guy because he's not.
Look when people attacked Mike Tyson for being a rapist. Who gave him his platform to fight and to literally to speak for himself? That was Donald Trump that defended him.
Well, just for the record, like Mike Tyson was.
That was Donald Trump that defended him. When everyone else threw Mike Tyson out
just for the record, Mike Tyson was found guilty.
A convicted felon criminal.
Mike Tyson was found guilty of assaulting a woman. So are you bragging about Donald Trump defending somebody who assaulted a woman?
Look,
what?
All I'm saying is you're saying he's a racist person that doesn't care about people of all ethnic colors, and he does.
Yeah, Harry. I'm saying that Donald Trump doesn't care about anybody. True. It absolutely is true. I mean, he assaults women. He tries to overturn elections he didn't win and things like that. I mean, this guy doesn't care about anybody. He only cares about himself.
I'm married to a Korean immigrant. Okay. My wife came the right way. We had to go through immigration processes. I spent $10,000 getting her processed through immigration to get on a green card status and then finally to a citizenship status. All of her documentation is on file.
Great.
If my wife has to come the legal way and I have to spend $10,000 to get her on the books as a legal citizen of this country, there's no fucking way that people should be able to walk through our southern border undocumented with nothing on file. That is wrong. Every other country,
you gotta take a breather.
Across China's borders.
You gotta take a breather.
Across China's borders.
You gotta take a breather. You gotta stop screaming.
Russia.
Nobody wants to walk in those countries. You got to stop yelling, by the way. You got to stop screaming. You're in a small vehicle. You're in a small vehicle. The person that's driving the car is probably freaking out at you just screaming at your phone. You're salivating all over the screen, buddy. Give a break. Now listen, if you're so angry about what's happening at the border, which by the way, I want to make it clear that nobody's just walking in, right? Most people who are encountered at the border are rejected. And then they're put on Listen up. Stop talking. You just went on your screaming rant for 5 minutes about your wife and how she's Korean and she's a legal immigrant. That's great. Now it's my turn to debunk your whole entire spiel. So nobody's just walking through the border and getting in, and then the United States government is looking at them being like, yeah, come on in. Like, you just walked in. We don't know anything about you. Come on in. That's not happening. That has never happened, right? Most people who are coming into the country right now are seeking asylum. I'm not done yet. Most people who are coming in right now are seeking asylum, which I would agree is a problem. The asylum system is being abused. Now, you're saying, oh, people are just walking in. Wouldn't you agree with funding more Border Patrol agents? Wouldn't you agree with making it harder for people to seek asylum? Wouldn't you agree with giving the Department of Justice more money to expand immigration courts and to be able to prosecute?
No, because
wait, I'm not done yet. Well, I'm not done yet. Prosecuting drug traffickers and things like that. Wouldn't you agree with giving the president the ability to shut down the border and giving the Border Patrol the ability to shut down the border? Wouldn't you agree with investing in state-of-the-art technology at the border to scan for drugs coming through? Do you agree with those things?
Of course I do.
Okay, then why did Donald Trump kill the bill that included all of those things?
It wasn't what was in that bill.
It absolutely was in that bill. It absolutely was in that bill. That's not going to
stop the problem, Harry. It's going to minimize the flow.
It was absolutely in that bill. All of that stuff. You can read the bill. The text is out there, and it was again written by Senator. It was written by Senator James Langford, one of the most conservative senators in the Senate right now, who is endorsed by Donald Trump. Thank you, Lincoln, for the subscription.
From a liberal, that would be your point of view, Harry.
He voted with Donald Trump like 100% of the time.
Look. Donald Trump made it clear he would name the Mexican cartels terrorist organizations. They are poisoning people. Poisoning.
Yeah, that
People aren't going
what
out
does,
buying
wait,
fentanyl.
I'm
Maybe
sorry.
someone's
What
out
does,
buys an
how
ecstasy
does that
pill.
stop? How does that solve the problem? Because right now, again, the majority
Taking
of people
them
who are
out?
coming to the country are not people just walking in through across the border. They're people seeking asylum, right? We have to rewrite the law surrounding
Okay, we're
asylum.
full. We're
Now,
full.
Joe
Go ahead.
Biden, Kamala
Close it
Harris,
down.
and James
Keep
Langford
taking
and
it up.
Republicans and Democrats tried to do that, but Donald Trump blocked the bill. So you cannot come up here and scream about a 12-year-old girl who a tragedy happened to her if you're not willing to
Is this
pass
the only
immigration
tragedy?
reform.
Was that the only one, Harry?
No,
Is that the only
I mean,
one
look,
tragedy? Come
no,
on now.
not at all. It's not the only tragedy. But like, by the way, are you familiar with a woman by the name of Molly Tibbetts?
Correct. Yeah.
Who is she?
Are you talking about the lady that was? No, maybe that's not the right one.
So you're not familiar with Molly Tibbetts?
No, I'm not. I'm thinking of a
Yeah,
different.
exactly.
thinking a
Of
different
course
case.
you're not. You know why? Because that was a woman who was killed under Donald Trump by an undocumented migrant. Of course, but you don't know her name because you don't want to politicize her death because it happened under Donald Trump. But you don't know her name. But again, it's
Because
important to
there's
note
just
that
there's too many
undocumented migrants commit less crime than native-born Americans first and foremost. But you don't even when it happens, the Democrats are the first people to say, "Yeah, that's
you're right.
awful,
You
and they
see
should be
conservatives
prosecuted."
out in the street
We
cutting
are the
down
party of
people
law and
every day,
order.
don't you,
We
Harry?
are the party of law and order. You're the party of ignoring
We are.
people who break the law. We're the party
Let
of
me
law and
ask
order.
you, how often have you read the Constitution there, Harry?
How often do I read the Constitution?
Have you read
I can't-
it? Have you read it and understood it?
I've read the Constitution, but I'm not reading the Constitution every day of my life.
Okay. So, again, you continue to go down this road of banning assault weapons, which no one of a Democrat can identify what assault ban or
You're pivoting.
weapons
Why are you
is.
pivoting right now?
Okay. What do you mean?
Why, you're now bringing up assault weapons in the Constitution. We were talking about immigration.
You want to go back to immigration? I can go back to immigration.
It's a losing. Immigration's a losing
Look,
issue for
I
the
want
Republican
the border
Party.
shut down. We're full. We can't take in. Our economy is in a fucking heading into recession.
then why did
There's
Donald-
not
that's-
jobs right now?
What? The economy's in a recession. Oh my God, dude! You need to get out. You need to stop listening to Donald Trump, man. Every
Okay, well,
single
I'm a
major
casino
economist
manager
out
in
there
Las
says that the
Vegas.
economy is
Our numbers
fantastic.
are down 46%. 46%
What is?
in our town. We've started massive layoffs in our town. Don't tell me we're not
Your
in recession,
town, I'm
Harry.
sorry to break this
I
to
work
you,
for a
and I'm
Fortune
sorry that this is
500
happening,
company.
but your town is not representative of a national environment. So your town, theoretically, it could be the case
we're not
that your
at
town
all,
is having
huh?
specific struggles, and that's terrible, and I'm sorry to hear that. But that does not mean that the entire economy is struggling and that we're on the verge of recession.
So you think the numbers are showing positive economic
The numbers are
growth here,
very
huh?
good right now, yeah.
Oh, yeah. good with that, Harry. Look, you know,
Really?
You
I mean,
can push
we're
your
having
ideology
great
agenda all you want. I mean,
what the
everything
hell are you
that
talking
go
about?
against
Our
is
GDP growth is
understandable.
great. We have great job growth. Unemployment is low. Inflation has been below 3% for a while now. It keeps going lower, and the Fed just cut rates
Keeps
recently,
going lower?
indicating a strong
Really?
economy. And the stock market is breaking its own records every single day.
Oh yeah, with Fed purchases. That's not.
Not
that is
Fed-
not
no,
private-
that's
not
utter
private
nonsense.
liquidity.
That
That's
is
all
utter
Fed purchases.
nonsense. That is utter nonsense. That's
All
utter
Fed
nonsense. That's
purchases.
completely false. That's completely
All
false.
Fed purchases. No one's buying bonds.
It's complete.
Harry.
Where are you getting
No
this
one's
information
buying
from that it's
bonds.
just Fed purchases? Wait, are you trying to tell me that the Federal Reserve is just buying up Apple stock right now? What is wrong with you? What are you talking
You
about?
are. You're. If you
What are you
can't
talking
understand that,
about?
Harry? What do you mean?
Where are you getting this information from? Any of this information that we're on the verge of recession and that the Fed is buying up all these stocks and that's why the stock market's doing well? Do you understand that the stock market is not dictated by the Federal Reserve? So if all these investors were looking
they
at the
don't
Federal
dictate it
Reserve
at all,
buy up
right? So
stocks
they don't
to
buy
inflate a
securities,
bad
Harry?
economy, investors would not invest.
Let me ask me one question. Does the Fed buy securities?
In some cases they do, but they're not sitting there buying. They're not sitting there buying Apple stock. The stock markets that we're talking about is like
that
the
would be hedge
Nasdaq, the
funds.
S&P
Hedge funds are
500, and
buying
things
Apple
like that. Those indexes are ripping right now. They're breaking their own records,
Yeah, I
and
guess
that's not
Warren
because
Buffett
of the
don't know
Federal
what he's
Reserve.
looking at either, dumping all of the tech stocks that he has, right? Correct.
Who?
Correct. Warren Buffett. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, I'm familiar with Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett has not dumped all of his tech stocks. Where are you getting this from?
All of his
my
Apple,
God,
all
dude.
of his Apple. Okay, Harry. Look.
Wait, he's dumping Apple. Okay, that would be really
Just
stupid
go
then.
type it in your Google real quick. You can look at it.
That would be really stupid then. But also, even if I don't understand why you think that Warren Buffett selling stock means that everybody should sell that
You're living in a false
stock.
reality. If you're thinking that life, look, if Harris is so great, why hasn't she fixed anything?
Go back to-
anything. If
go
she
back
could
to
do all the
Government
stuff that
101.
She said she can do.
Go back to
If
Government
she said she can fix the
101. Take like a basic civics class, and you'll understand what the role of the vice president is. You'll also understand what the role of the
Oh, the
president is,
president don't
and then you'll
affect
find
her.
out what the role of Congress is and how these different branches of government work together to get things done. Because if you did take a basic government civics class in high school, you'll know that the vice president can't do any of these things that you're talking about.
Oh, so she wasn't the tiebreaker vote on the Inflationary Reduction Act, huh? That didn't
Wait,
cause
what's your
inflation,
problem?
Harry?
Wait, what's your problem with the Inflation Reduction Act?
It caused inflation. Massive
how?
inflation.
How so?
Massive inflation.
How
she was
so?
the tie-breaking vote.
How did it cause massive inflation?
You think I cause inflation? Government printing money and government spending is the only thing.
How did the Inflation Reduction Act cause inflation?
Government spending.
Wait, it's a bill over 10 years. All that money is not dumped into the
Harry.
economy at
Good
once.
job, you're catching on.
Wait, no, you're still
you
being
can't
incredibly
cause
dumb.
inflation,
Respectfully, you're being incredibly dumb because it's a bill over 10 years. Not all of that money is dumped into the economy at once. Because then if your view is that, oh yeah, the government just passing bills generally is inflationary, then that's a really dumb view given the fact that Donald Trump passed a huge tax cut for trillions of dollars.
When Elon Musk offered a contract under $1 billion to do that, you wasted $41 billion to try to connect rural America to internet when we have satellite internet, and he offered the government at $1 billion to provide all
I don't
of
know
that
why we'd
satellite.
I don't know why
So
we'd
you're a
ever
jackass,
I
man.
don't know why we'd ever
Incompetent
work with
government.
Elon Musk when it comes to something like that. Now listen,
I
the
know, because
Inflation
you sweet
Reduction
liberals
Act.
are fucking mad that he told you
Can
to
you just
pound it
stop?
up
Can you
your
stop
fucking
screaming,
ass 'cause
Mike?
You're all jackasses.
Can you stop screaming? You're so angry. You're so angry. You're so angry.
Because you're dumb, Harry. You're dumb.
Now
And
read.
you're
Now
part of
let's
the reason
hey
why
listen
this country is going down the fucking drain.
listen. On the Inflation Reduction Act was passed in August of 2022. In August of 2022, the inflation rate was 8.3%. A year later, 3.7%. A year later, 2.5%. So where is this massive inflation you're saying came from the Inflation Reduction Act? Because ever since the Inflation Reduction Act was passed, inflation has gone down.
Gas? No, it doesn't, Harry. It doesn't.
Wait, it does.
Tell the people what it doesn't include.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
And also,
No, it doesn't.
wait. How did the Inflation Reduction Act cause gas prices to go up?
I'm sorry?
How did the
Canceling
Inflation
the
Reduction
Anwar
Act
drilling?
cause gas prices to go up?
Canceling Anwar is why we have gas prices at what we did. You said we're still
That's
drilling at the
not.
same amount.
That is
You're
so
fucking
dumb.
full of shit.
Wait.
You have
That is so
jukebooks and
incredibly
numbers,
dumb. That is so incredibly dumb because if gas price, are you saying that gas prices in the United States are based on how much oil we're drilling here?
Harry. Did they cancel the Anwar? Did they cancel?
Yeah, we're no longer going forward with that project, but we're still doing drilling in Alaska and things like that. But I'm just curious.
They
Do you
shut
think that
down
gas?
Anwar.
Do you think that
Yes,
gas?
they did.
Yeah, but
Yes, that's correct. And
I just
it
want.
produced
And,
daily.
wait. Anwar wasn't even a project that started yet.
Oh yeah, pivot around.
Wait,
there.
no,
Pivot
listen.
around.
You're making such a terrible point. I'm trying to make you realize that this is a bad point. Anwar wasn't even started yet, right? So it wasn't a drilling project that was taking place in the United States already, meaning that if it hadn't started yet,
drilling at the
it's
same amount and
cancellation. I'm
producing
not
the
done
same
yet.
amount. No, we're not.
Can you realize why you're being dumb right now? Anwar, if it wasn't even drilling yet, it wasn't even started, it had no impact on gas prices. Thus, canceling Anwar also had no impact on gas prices. And gas prices are not just based on how much we're drilling here in the United States. It's based on global markets. And I want to remind you that we're drilling and producing more oil right now in the United States than ever before.
Not flooding the market with it.
What?
And we have no reserves because this jackass president just emptied it, thinking that would be the best price to get us down 10 cents in gas. That's for military in case of emergency use only.
That's also
it's
not true.
To
It's
lower
not.
gas prices.
What are you talking about? It's not.
Election.
It's not for the military. It's not for the military. It's for the use when there's like a disaster. So, for example, when there was Hurricane Sandy, some of the oil barrels in our reserves were released to deal with Hurricane Sandy. But also, it's used for when it's necessary. Now, are you saying? By the way, releasing. Can you stop talking? Holy shit. When Joe Biden released the oil reserves, it was a genius move for a number of reasons. Not only did it decrease gas prices on a global market, which then influenced American gas prices, I'm gonna mute you in a second if you don't stop talking. I don't want to do it, but it influenced American gas prices as well because global prices went down. But also, Biden beat OPEC. This was never done before in American history by a president. Biden beat OPEC. Donald Trump before him went to Saudi Arabia and these Middle Eastern countries and that are part of OPEC and begged them to increase their oil production. He begged them, calling, "Oh, your highness, your holiness," and things like that to these Middle Eastern leaders, saying, "Please increase your oil drilling." You know what Joe Biden did? He said, "Hey, OPEC, you want to boost up your drilling?" They said no. He said, "Okay, screw you." He went back to the United States, released oil from our reserves, sold them onto the market, which increased supply and net demand, meaning prices came down. And then when he sold it at like $120 a barrel, he bought the barrels back at around $80. He made the United States money. He bought low, sold high. We made $500 million from that transaction because of Joe Biden. And you're sitting up here claiming we have no reserves, and you're complaining about making $500 million and Joe Biden did this.
Nothing. It would have been better left
Read a
in
book.
reserve.
Read a book.
I do plenty, Harry.
I don't think you do. I mean, the Chronicles of Trump is not a book, dude. You gotta go read something that's substantive.
You were on here about how good Joe Biden was and how great he's going to do on that debate and got annihilated. I can't believe you can even get up and look in the mirror and sit and say the things that you do, and you've made yourself look like a complete fool. You
can't rebut my points.
That he is in the best shape that he's ever been.
You can't rebut my look. Here's a perfect example of you looking like a fool yourself. You can't rebut my points. Every time we argue about something, whether it be immigration, then you pivot, then you went to gun control, you pivoted. Now we're on oil, and you're pivoting to Joe Biden. You pivot.
You're on the board slandering conservatives as like we're the problem in this country, Harry. We're not.
No. I'm not saying. Hold on.
We sat back.
That's not true. That's not what I'm saying.
And do the shit that you're doing. What I'm telling you is under a constitutionally protected act, do that shit again and see what happens this year. Because I can tell you, more than 100 million Americans are fucking hurt. They can't feed their family. They can't afford housing.
And yet you can't articulate why any of these things are the way that they are.
Over the citizens. And I can tell you, as a country that's armed, go ahead and do that one more time. Go ahead and do
what
it. You
specifically?
know yourself. Conservatives are not bad people. We donate more as a private charity to help others around the world than any other country in the world.
Can you stop screaming? Can you stop screaming and trying to make yourself feel better about who you are? What are you saying? Try what again?
I'm not screaming to make myself feel better, but you know it.
You're literally making you're literally screaming to make yourself feel better.
Has tried to push amongst
wait. Answer my question. What are you saying? You're saying try what again?
Try stealing this election again.
So you're really stupid. Okay.
17-year-old kids to
so
vote.
let me ask you this: what's your evidence that 2020 was unfair?
Have you ever watched 2,000 Mules?
So wait, the movie that's been debunked thoroughly. I'm not. Don't say watch. Don't say. First of all, that's a threat, and the FBI needs to come investigate your ass. I hope somebody at the FBI is watching this right now and can find out this dude. He's just saying he's gonna if Kamala Harris wins, basically he's gonna try to kill people. I mean, that's what he just said, right? He just said that people are armed, and if they steal the election,
I said
his version of stealing the election is Kamala Harris wins. That's what he thinks. If Kamala Harris wins, it automatically was unfair. Yes, that's what you think. Now listen. Donald Trump's own Department of Justice, his own FBI. Okay, I'm muting you. No, you're okay, buddy. Just relax. Donald Trump's own Department of Justice, his own FBI, his own Department of Homeland Security, his own family, his own lawyers, 60 plus court cases, and all these different people told Donald Trump that the election was not stolen. Donald Trump himself even acknowledged in some cases that the election was not stolen. Right? And we just had this huge filing from Jack Smith today in the Department of Justice and the federal government in the case against Donald Trump, where Trump said, whether we lost the election or won, you still have to fight like hell. This is your guy. You got to get your head out of your, out of there and figure it out. I think he's leaving right now, but it doesn't matter because he deserves to still get debunked and all this stuff. You have literally no evidence. By the way, private firms that Private firms that Donald Trump hired, 2 of them that looked into the election found no fraud. So you're telling me that Donald Trump's attorney general, his FBI director, the FBI as a whole, the Department of Homeland Security, an agency within the Department of Homeland Security that he created, all these courts with judges that he appointed, all of them are just liars? Is that what you're telling me? Now figure out how to unmute. You keep talking, this armed nation. Let's see if he can. He's talking big talk about an armed nation. Let's see if he can unmute. Golly.
Well, no. I'm just saying. I want you to explain what this means to me. To never any form of government, okay?
What nobody can hear you when you go off the app. We can't hear you when you go off the
I'm
app.
not going off the app, Harry. I
Yes, you
lost
are.
Perception. When any form of government becomes destructive, it is up to the citizens of that people to abolish or destroy it. What does that mean, Harry?
What are you reading this from?
If
Are you reading
try
something
to
right
take
now?
away my right to pursue happiness, what does it mean that I'm
Wait,
supposed
what are you reading right
abolish
now?
or
You're
destroy it?
saying listen to this. What are you reading right now?
This is strictly from the Constitution.
That's not from the you see you. Oh my God, it's so funny because you came in here asking me about the Constitution. Do you know the Constitution? That's not from the Constitution. That's from the the thing that you're citing is from the Declaration of Independence.
Yes.
Yeah, the Declaration of Independence is not the Constitution of the United States.
Okay, Harry.
Do you know that?
What does it say? I'm asking you.
Do
for
you know
your
that? Do you know that
translation.
the Declaration of Independence
When
is
the
not the
government-
Constitution?
Can you
Do you don't know that?
Can you explain that when a government becomes destructive for the right to
This is not in the
citizens
Constitution.
pursue happiness?
This is not
it
in the
up to
Constitution.
citizens to abolish it. Tell me what that means.
Well, you're asking me what your opinion means. This is not anything that's in the Constitution. It's nothing that's legally binding. What
In
you're
the
describing, by the way,
Declaration, okay,
if you
for you, in the Declaration,
if-
what that mean? What
this
does
is
that
not
mean, Harry?
this is not in
What
the
does that mean?
Constitution.
What does that mean?
Wait, are you saying it's in the Constitution or not?
I'm asking you, what does that mean?
You're just saying a random sentence and asking me what it means. It means in your view, you think that you can commit treason.
No. I'm asking you, what does it mean to destruct or destroy a government that is trying to take the right of pursuing happiness away from its citizens? What does that mean to
this
abolish?
is literally you're asking me what your opinion means. You're making up a random sentence in your head and asking what does this mean? This is like me asking, well, the green is
You're just a
grass
dumb
and the blue
fucking
is sky
liberal.
and the unicorns are flying. What does it mean? What does it mean? Thank you, Ronnie, for the subscription. That makes absolutely no sense. You're citing something that is not legally binding. This has no effect on the United States. So you yourself are quite literally describing treason. You're describing treason. You want to? You're like advocating for committing treason right now.
treason.
Yes, treason is trying to overturn or destroy the government that is representing you here in the United States. You are literally advocating for treason.
Asking me if it's going against me, I have every right to.
Where? Based on what?
Based on what? Basing
Yeah,
on our founding fathers' documents. It gives us every constitutionally protected right.
That's just not true. I'm sorry. You do not have the right to try to overturn the government. I'm sorry. You don't have that right. I don't know where you think you got this right from. I don't know where you're trying to invoke this from. There's no court precedent, no nothing
You
that says that you have
should
the
have been
ability
born
to
in this
overturn the
country, Harry.
government.
Maybe you'd understand the values of this country.
You
a
just
little more
confused
better
the
than what you do.
Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. You didn't know that they're two different documents. Oh, yeah. Don't talk to me about the founding
you're right.
founders and
I
their
don't know
documents and the values of this nation. You don't even know that you don't even know our founding documents and our founders. But come on, man. What are you talking about? It's crazy.
Okay, yeah, very good one. Yeah. It's sickening. You think Tim Walz
It
won the
is
debate.
sickening.
You're just
It is
an
sickening that people like you feel so confident in your ignorance to come up here and scream your head off, literally scream your head off, because you don't know anything about the issues you're talking about. You don't know what the Constitution is. You don't know what the Declaration of Independence is.
No,
You
I
don't know what your
I'm
legal
talking
rights are.
about.
You don't know about immigration. You don't know about bills that Donald Trump tried to kill. You don't know about any of this stuff. And yet you're so confident in your support of Donald Trump, and you are so
no, nothing. No, just
goddamn
another dumb MAGA
ignorant.
supporter. Good luck in November, though, Harry. Good luck in
thank you.
November. Good luck. Good luck. Best of luck to you guys.
I'm looking forward to it. And then
I can't wait to talk to you on November 6th and laugh in your fucking face.
What a patriotic American. This
Oh, it
is
probably
a real
won't be November
patriotic
6th because
American,
we know
right?
they're not
This
gonna
is
cancel all
somebody
the
who
fake
wants to
ballots by that
this is
point.
somebody who wants to unite the country, right? Somebody who wants to unite the country, huh? What a joke. I mean, what a joke. You see, here's the thing. You care more about Donald Trump than you actually care about the country. Because you're sitting up here like, I can't wait to laugh in your face on November 6th. What's wrong with you? You put your allegiance to one man.
Get him the fuck out. If you're not from here,
You
if you came in illegally,
put your
get you the
allegiance to
fuck
one
out
man
by your
over the
neck.
country.
Can't wait to watch ICE drag him out.
Who? I drag who out? What are you talking about?
Anyone that came across our border illegally, it'll be great watching ICE remove you. I will enjoy it with pleasure.
Yeah, you see, this is like you're like such a narcissist, man. Like you have like little kids who Donald Trump wants to deport.
absolutely.
Like
You
these,
know,
no,
no,
hold
'cause
on.
I have
You're-
kids,
you
and
have
I've watched
these
The
little
Real Threat,
kids.
Harry.
You have these little kids that Donald Trump wants to deport. These kids who have all they've known is the United States, and you're saying, yeah, I can't wait to watch ICE drag them out. What's wrong with you? Like, genuinely, what's wrong with you? You are like, I take back anything I've said about you prior to this conversation that's somewhat positive. You are fundamentally a bad person. You put your allegiance to Donald Trump over the country, and you're now like celebrating little kids being deported. I mean, what's like,
you
genuinely,
about celebrated
you are a
Trump being
bad person.
assassinated. So I hope
That's
I really hope the best for you as well.
when.
Well, you know when you were attempted and visited by the Secret Service, you know what you
What are you
made
talking
the comments
about?
of
What the fuck are you talking
inciting
about?
Violence, Harry.
What
You
the
know
fuck
what
are you
you've done.
talking about?
You know you
Oh
incited
my God! This is
violence, too.
see. This is you are
is-
so goddamn delusional.
You
bro.
belong perfectly to that party. You would never be a right person ever, even an independent, because you're brainwashed. You are brainwashed, and I hope one day,
buddy,
when you
you
grow
think
up,
that the
literally,
you
when
think that the
grow up out
election
of
in
your
2020 was
liberalism, you understand
unfair
patriotism.
after all of this different evidence
And you
debunked
don't
every
think it
single
was
thing you
stolen?
said.
You
You have
think
the
Joe Biden got
worst. You
81
have
million
the
votes, Barack
worst
only got 61?
condition of confirmation bias. You see
think-
evidence
you
that
think
might
81
support your
million
view, and you
votes?
automatically
You think
think,
he got
yeah, it's
81?
fake.
You think he got 81? You're full of
Like,
fucking shit.
do you have any evidence to support your view, or do you just watch straight
Yeah,
up
Supreme
propaganda
Court
that's
wouldn't even hear
that's
it.
spoon fed to you like a little baby? Choo
You're
choo,
right.
here comes
You're
a
right.
train,
I
choo
watched-
choo
I
choo
watched-
choo, and they
I
just put
watched
the
an animated
applesauce in your
video.
goddamn mouth and you
I
swallow it.
watched an animated video of the ballot boxes getting stuffed.
Yeah, no, you know
You're
what?
right.
The videos that you're talking about have been debunked. You know why? Because they were taken in states where people can take the ballots
who?
of their family
Democrat?
members who have been signed and packaged and then dump them in the ballot boxes. And see, when I'm
Throw us in
debunking
the
you and
balls,
telling you the
Harry.
truth,
You're a
thank you,
fucking rag.
Kiki, for the
You dumb
subscription.
fucking
When I'm telling you the
liberal piece of
truth,
shit.
you still are screaming your face off and lies. You're laughing. You don't care
you're a
about the
dumb
truth.
liberal.
You don't. Here's the problem. You don't care about America. You don't care about making this country better.
Oh, I love
You care
America.
about
You
Donald
don't.
Trump.
You
Your
don't. 'Cause you're
profile
not
picture
from
is
here.
Donald Trump.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Can't wait
you
till
don't
November,
care.
baby.
You don't care about making the. And he's leaving right now. Point is, this guy does not care about making the country better. He cares about Donald Trump. That's all he cares about. That's all he cares about. That's all he cares about. He doesn't like, and that's the thing. I don't think that all Republicans are like that. But this guy only cares about Donald Trump. If it makes Donald Trump's life better, it makes his life better. If it makes America better but hurts Donald Trump, then he's against it. That's why, like, the immigration bill we talk about all the time, right? The immigration bill. That would help America. This is a bill that was worked on by Democrats and Republicans. Finally, some bipartisanship in Washington, D.C. That bill would help America, would hurt Donald Trump's election chances because he wouldn't have an issue to run on. What does he do? He celebrates Donald Trump killing that bill. He celebrates it. He loves it. He loves it. It's disgraceful. It genuinely is disgraceful. These folks, a lot of these folks, do not care about America. They don't care about American democracy. They care about Donald Trump. It's disgraceful. Alicia, thank you for the $20 saying, giving me hope on Venmo. I appreciate you, Alicia. Thank you so much. Sophie, thank you for the $1 saying, I cannot believe the person you just debated. Very scary. I hope you're feeling better. I'd send more, but I'm broke. We will be the ones laughing at him when Kamala wins. Sophie, thank you so much. And remember, you don't have to send anything. The fact that you're just here supporting means a lot. It means more than anything else. So Sophie, thank you. And make sure to get out there and vote for Kamala Harris. You know what I'm saying? Venmo Cash App in the link in the bio. If you want to support the live, it's at the very bottom of all that stuff. Yeah, let me know if you're MAGA in the chat. I'll bring you up and we can talk. All right. You can tell me why you're MAGA. That guy was a goddamn lunatic, man. A goddamn lunatic. What a crazy guy, man. What a crazy guy, man. Oh, look at this. Patriot Lauren. Are you kidding me? That's a username. Let's be real here. Let's see. Oh, she is still here. Great. Make sure to drop a follow if you haven't already. Again, Venmo Cash App in the link in the bio.
Hi, Harry. Hi,
Hello,
I
how
have
old-
my camera on, but I look a hot mess right now.
How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
I'm 34.
Oh, okay, good. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that young.
Good. Just making sure you got to be above the age of 18 to be on TikTok. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, doesn't matter. Why you MAGA? Why is your name Patriot Lauren? And you
it's-
have MAGA in your bio.
Yes. Well, I'm just was gonna say a couple things. That's all. I am because I do support him, and I just right now I go by example the last two presidencies. So from 2016 to 2020, 2020, 2024, was I doing better off then with Trump or better off now with Harris? Financially, a lot of the ways I was doing better under Trump. And so if I had to pick one of the other candidates, that's why I'm going for Trump, because right now, the immigration thing's a big issue. Financially, it's a big issue. I'm a single mom. Everything has like doubled. My mortgage went up. Just taxes went up. It's just really hard right now. And that's just one reason why the difference. Just going by how I was then, and then how I was the last 3.5 years has been really rough.
So I'm sorry. First of all, sorry to hear about all that.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But what I would say is that that's not because of Joe Biden, and Donald Trump is not going to fix it. Like, I mean, maybe it can save us the time, but let me ask you this question, and I think the answer will be telling of this. What's Donald Trump's policy to solve these things? What's his policy to bring down your costs?
Energy.
Energy? And how is he going to do that?
He's going to drill in America. Everything's going to be within America and not from giving money to Ukraine. Everything's going to be America first and doing things here.
So do you know we're drilling oil right now more than we were under Donald Trump?
Then why is everything so expensive?
Because that's the lie that Donald Trump tells you. He says this one thing, by drilling more in the United States, everything's going to become cheaper. That's utter nonsense. And the data shows that. Like, we're drilling more than we were under Donald Trump. We're drilling more now than we ever have before in American history. Drilling more oil and producing more oil here in the United States will not solve this problem. And also, oil prices, gas prices at the pump are not based on how much oil we're drilling in the United States. It's based on global markets, how much oil there is in supply for the entire world. Thank you, Mary, for the subscription. It's not based on domestic markets. So Trump gets up there and then lies to you and tells you that, oh, I'm going to do this and it's going to solve it. That's not a policy. That's not a position. And, just for some Civics 101, the president does not control gas prices. So this whole policy is based off of lies.
Okay. And then another thing
Thank you,
is
Mary.
just some of the views differences between the Democrats and conservatives, the views I have morally. And that's why I couldn't support voting for a
Such as?
Democrat. I'm pro-life, a couple other things, just stuff like that. So, but I mean, I've researched a lot, like I know you guys talk about in here, and I'm a very nice person. I look into everything before I make a decision, but I just want to come on and say, hey, because I have seen a lot of videos about you. I just never talked to you before.
Okay.
But yeah, so I haven't changed my mind. I'm still, voting for Trump, but I just wanted to come in and say why I was MAGA, and I wanted to say hello.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'll let you go. I won't take any more of your time, but I appreciate you coming up.
Yeah.
And well, if I can't change your mind, then we'll leave it there.
Well, I hope you have a great night. Thank you,
All right.
Harry.
Thank you. I appreciate you too.
All right.
Mary, thank you for the 10 gifted subs, by the way, and everybody that's sending gifts. I think I just saw Lauren right there. I think said something. That conversation breaks my heart, man. That breaks my heart. Like hearing folks like that. Like Braden, thank you for the $5. Been a day one, Harry. Yo, Braden, thank you so much, man. Thank you for the long time support. I appreciate that. Thank you for the $5 on Venmo. And JW, thank you for the $100 on Venmo. You know what this is for. You're awesome, and I support you 1,000%. Please show JW some love in the chat. He is always here supporting the live. Make sure to fill the chat with W's for JW. He's a great guy. Chris and I know him. He's a fantastic person. Thank you so much, JW, for the $100. That is incredibly generous. He's always here supporting the live, ladies and gentlemen. So please show him the love that he shows us and Chris and I and Democracy just generally. So please fill the chat with W's for JW. That's a great guy right there. Thank you so much, man. And Ray, thank you for the $25 on Cash App as well. And John, thank you for the $25 on Cash App as well. I appreciate you guys so much. Venmo, Cash App, and the link in the bio if you want to support the live. It goes a long way. All right, let's see here. Who do we got? Let's put in Justin. Drop him in here. Make sure to drop a follow if you haven't already. Double tap the screen. Let's try to get to 100. I'm sorry. We're way past 100,000. Try to get to 400,000 likes. Double tap in and fill up the bar once. Goes a long way. All right, Justin, why you MAGA?
I'm MAGA because he's better than fucking Biden. That's for damn sure, bruh.
Well, I'm sure this conversation is going to be another great one, ladies and gents. Okay, why? Why do you say
Okay,
that?
talk shit about me, bro. I don't give a fuck. Talk shit. You gotta talk shit about everybody, don't you? Why don't you get a real job, bro? Why don't you get a real job?
Yeah, keep yapping. Why? Why do you say that? Why do you?
Because you're
Are you gonna answer?
disrespectful little
Are you here?
bitch.
Are you here to debate or not? Are you just here to air out your grievances? This isn't therapy. I'm not your therapist. You should go to therapy
I don't
because
care if you're my
clearly,
therapist. Shut up.
I'm
You need a
not.
therapist
But
more than I
I'm
do,
not your
bro.
I'm not your. Wait, do you say you hate therapy?
I said you need a therapist more than I do, bro.
Do you
Maybe clean your ears.
do you
and
agree with therapy
understand what
generally
people
or
are saying.
no? Do you agree
Dumb
with
fuck.
therapy? Do you agree with therapy generally or no? What's your view on that?
No, but you need it
So you don't agree with therapy? That tells us a lot. All right, why are you supporting Donald Trump, man?
because he's better, dude. What's
how?
Harris gonna do?
How is he better?
Dude, we have our own oil. We don't have to go to Saudi or anything for oil. We have it here in the state. Yeah, shake your head. Because you don't know shit, bro. That's why
You're
you're shaking
you're
your
not
head. 'cause
saying
you're
anything.
mad.
You're not saying anything.
You're mad, bro. You're cooked.
You haven't said anything. You haven't said anything.
You're the most unpatriotic person there is, bro.
You haven't said anything. You haven't said anything. Can you articulate why you support Donald Trump? You're not saying anything right now.
Because, dude, he's about our troops. He's about everything. He's about making America great again.
So, what about when Donald Trump urged the Saudi Arabia to raise their oil output in 2018? You said that he doesn't go to Saudi Arabia for oil. How about
We don't.
in
Dude,
20
that's freaking fake news, bro. CNN. Wow. CNN.
it's BBC.
Yeah, you know what BBC stands for, right?
British Broadcasting.
Duh. No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
Fake news. Doesn't apply to us.
Just to be clear here, British Broadcasting stands for fake news. Honestly, I say go back to high school civics, but maybe you need to go back to elementary spelling. I mean, Jesus Christ, just learn the goddamn alphabet.
There you
So
go,
in
bro.
2018,
No, I don't wanna see your
Donald
phone, bro.
Donald Trump went to Saudi Arabia asking them to increase their oil production. So you're saying under Joe Biden we have to go to Saudi Arabia, but under Donald Trump he literally did exactly what you're describing.
No, he didn't, bro. He opened up the Keystone
This is a picture of
pipeline.
him in Saudi Arabia. Do you
Fake
think he
news,
went
bro.
there just for fun?
He opened up the Keystone pipeline that Biden and Harris shut down, you stupid ass.
So just to be clear here, are you arguing that he was in Saudi Arabia, hanging with the
He was
crown
not.
prince and things like that? So this is a fake photo.
Could be, yeah. Could be.
This, oh my god!
BBC, Fox News, MSNBC, CNN are fake news, bro.
What's real news to you?
I don't watch the news because it's all propaganda
So
bullshit.
where do you
Just
get
like
your
you.
news? Where do you get your news?
I don't
so
get my news from anywhere. I don't watch news.
So this photo is fake of Donald Trump in Saudi Arabia.
Could be.
And this photo is fake, and this
be.
photo is fake, and this photo, and this photo.
Dude, what are you trying
and
to
this
do?
photo.
Are you trying to be a little kid?
All of these photos are fake?
Yeah.
So you're just goddamn delusional. You just don't believe anything.
I
Wait,
don't
so-
believe propaganda bullshit that the news spreads.
This is not propaganda. These are photos of Donald Trump. Do you know what propaganda means?
Do you know what it means?
Yeah, yes, you're using it incorrectly.
No, you
You're just
don't.
saying
You're
that
so
anything
full
is
of shit.
propaganda. That's not what propaganda is. My God. First of all, it's not what propaganda is. Second of all, you're claiming that all these photos of Donald Trump in Saudi Arabia are fake.
If he was in Saudi Arabia, he was there for NATO and all that.
Sa-
Because we do have troops out there in NATO. Dumbass.
We have NATO troops in Saudi Arabia.
We have troops in Saudi Arabia training the Iraqis.
Saudi Arabia is not a NATO country.
It's going to be once Trump gets
They
in
do not
office.
have they do not have an application to join NATO.
Let me
What?
ask you this.
Holy-
Let me ask you this. Holy fuck, yeah, that's all you can say, huh? Let me ask you this. Do you support our troops?
Of course.
Do you support our troops?
Yes.
Do you support our troops? Answer my question.
I've answered yes 3 times. Of course.
No, you don't.
Of course.
No, you don't.
Oh, so that's all you were setting up for? You were just saying no, you don't.
Support troops.
Really? Is that
Biden
why
doesn't support
Biden?
troops.
Is that why Biden passed the PACT Act, the largest expansion of veterans health care in decades?
Dude, he had blood on his hands.
How?
He does.
What are you talking about?
He has blood on his hands, bro.
What are you talking
And
about?
unlike you, of course, you're not gonna want to. Of course, you don't want him to say their names, even though he should.
He. Are you talking about the 13 American soldiers?
Yes.
Yeah. When they died,
Say
he
their
gave
names.
a speech.
Say
yeah.
their
when he-
names. Then,
when-
then you
when-
for Biden to say their names. Then for
when
Biden
they
to say their names.
when they died, Biden gave
Say
a
their
speech.
names. No.
Can you
no,
can you
I'm not
stop
gonna
talking?
let you Say the 13 names.
Name 5
Say
of
their
them.
names.
Name 5 of them.
Say their names. You
Go
name
ahead.
them.
Say their names. Go ahead.
No, I'm telling you.
Well, exactly. You don't know their names. You're
You're
just
not-
saying like
you're not gonna bring
this
me,
is
bro.
this
I
is
have
all.
you.
It's all talking points. You're just like you don't even know what you don't even know the information you're trying to spread out, right? You don't even know. You're saying like say their names. You don't even know any of these people. You couldn't name their names if you
Say
tried.
their
If there was
names.
a gun to your head.
Say their names.
Now
Say their names.
Joe
Say their names. Say
Biden,
their
when they
names.
died,
Say
gave a
their
speech at
names.
the White
Say
House
their
where he
names.
said every
Say
single
their
one of them.
names.
This is
Say
something that
their
Donald Trump and the
names.
Republicans
Say
have
their
consistently
names.
ignored.
Say their names.
But it doesn't change the truth that Joe Biden did this at the White House. The day when they died, he gave a speech at the White House and said all of their names. Now, are you
No,
under
he
the
didn't.
same
He
view?
never
Are
said
you
their
are
names.
you of
He
the
still- he
same
has yet to
are
say
you
their
of the
names,
same
dumbass.
view that Donald Trump has blood on his hands because more American soldiers died under Donald Trump than Joe Biden?
Nope. Dude, you're so full of shit. No.
That's
Biden
via
had more blood
that's
on
via
his hands
government
than Trump.
agencies who are tracking American deaths in active combat.
You're so fucking stupid, bro.
I'm citing. I'm sorry that government data triggers you. You're a little
Bro, you need to
snowflake.
get a
I
real
see.
job, bro. Like, fuck. You do
Yeah,
nothing
I understand.
but-
I understand that
Do
real
you pay
data
taxes?
triggers
Probably
you.
not, huh?
Oh
Do you
yeah.
pee sitting
Oh yeah.
down?
No, for sure. For sure.
Do you
for
piss
sure.
sitting down, bro?
Jesus,
Do you
man,
piss sitting down?
you are. I can't. You have a wife and kids?
That's neither here nor there, bro.
Do you,
So,
do you
it
have a
don't
family?
matter.
You have a wife and kids?
I said that question
Is that
neither
is that
here
your
nor
wife? Is that your
there.
wife in your profile picture?
Neither here nor there.
So
Doesn't matter.
yeah, I mean, sure, you can keep saying that. But if you have a wife and kids, you are a perfect example that there's hope for everybody.
And you're a perfect example
anybody
for,
can find love.
for being a lazy ass motherfucker to be on
Oh
fucking
yeah, I'm
TikTok
sure.
asking
Yeah,
for money.
I'm the lazy guy when you're the one
You are
saying that
lazy,
every
bro.
photo
Go
of
get
Donald
a
Trump is just
job.
straight up propaganda. I mean,
Bro,
my
go
God.
be a garbage guy.
Everybody
Go
can
be a
find love,
bus
man.
driver, bro.
If this guy right here can find love, I guarantee there's hope for you. There's somebody out there. There's somebody out there. No worry.
Bro,
If this guy can
bro,
do
you
this
just
and have
mad 'cause I
kids,
guess-
man. If this guy can do this and have kids,
bro,
man, I mean,
shut up.
golly.
Shut up. You just
Golly,
mad
this
'cause I
guy,
guess
somebody
another
get
night
this
you probably
guy.
don't.
Somebody get this guy a
Look how you
pop.
drinking. Look how you drinking out the cup like a girl, bro. Drinking out the
Oh
side
yeah,
of the
you
mouth
know,
like a little
sorry,
girl.
I drink water out of a cup with ice. It's so girly. Oh
No,
God,
bro,
it's
you
so
drink out the
terrible.
side of your mouth
It's
like
so
a girl,
terrible.
bro.
Oh,
And look with your Taylor Swift
drinking
bracelets
water
on.
is so yeah, fuck yeah. I got some friendship bracelets. You're damn right. Look at these things. They're fire. Well, you know what this one
Nah,
says?
they're not fire for a
You know what
grown
this
ass
one
man,
says?
bro.
You know what this one says? It says, "When we fight, we win." Kamala Harris, we fight, we win. This one's fire. This one says, "Emerge." This one is a
We don't
Biden
care,
bracelet.
bro. We don't care.
Hell
I
yeah.
don't care.
You can. Hey, listen. You insult the friendship bracelets all you want. You insult. I think they're fire. It don't matter. It don't matter. I'm pretty confident in these friendship bracelets, man. I'll wear them. I wear them outside.
Like the guy
Listen. If anybody wants to give me more friendship bracelets, I'll wear them. I'm not even lying. Give me them. Go ahead.
Nah.
Give me a look. The chat seems to like them. The chat's yeah. Look, the bracelets are fire. Says TS. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Anyway, Justin, you have anything of substance to say, or are you just going to keep screaming at the wall? I bet you're like the uncle at Thanksgiving, where everybody's like looking at the door, being like, "Oh my
here
God,
we
I hope
go
Justin
again
doesn't
with
show
your
up. I hope
stupid-ass
Justin doesn't
fucking
show up."
ideas.
And then Justin walks in with his Trump body pillow, being like, "This is Trumpia," and they're like, "God, he's tanked already. Please have him
Bro,
leave."
you're not making sense right now. Do you come on here just to talk?
I'm just creating lore. I'm just creating lore about you in real
Did you not
time.
get attention growing up? Were you like?
Yeah,
so-
that's what it is. That's what it is.
kinda
Oh man, it's so
figured that.
terrible. I just have to
I
come
kinda
up here and
figured you got no
debunk Trump
attention
supporters for
growing
that
up.
very reason. Listen, go back to Trumpia, the body pillow. It's waiting for you. Wash it,
Nah,
though. You gotta
bro,
wash
nah.
it. Wash it every
No,
5 to 7
I'm
days.
going back to my so-called wife, something that you would never know about. 'Cause you
Well,
can't
as I
even
said,
get it,
Justin,
bro.
if that's where if that's true, you have a wife, then you are truly an example that there's love for anybody. Anybody can find a partner in this world, and I think that's beautiful. What an amazing
I
relationship
think
you
that
have going for yourself.
the only-
By the way,
the
I
only
listen.
way
I
to find
hope that
someone like
I hope
Diddy,
that the wife is real. I hope she's an actual person, because the Trump body pillow that many of you buy, by the way, is not. It doesn't
God,
count,
you're
dude. It's
throwing
fake.
insults,
It's fake. So
man.
go take the body pillow and maybe wash it, buddy. Throw it in the washer, right? Throw it in the washer. You got to take. All right, I'm done. Make sure you keep double tapping the screen. Try to get to 500,000. Like, I love making fun of those people, and I'll do it proudly. Callie, thank you for the $1. Let's run college football. I'm ranked 2,000 in the world. Cab. Nicole, thank you for the $50 saying for your fake job. Nicole, I appreciate you. Show some love for Nicole in the chat. $50. Are you kidding me from Nicole? Look at that. Look at a bunch of people on Venmo as well, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Nicole, for the $50. That's incredibly generous. Throw some W's in the chat for Nicole, please. What an amazing person. Alejandro, thank you for the $1. Don't even bother. This guy yells every time he debates. I wouldn't call that a debate, man. I call that just his screaming session. Liam, thank you for the $1. Sick Live. You watch any? I don't watch hockey. Jenna, thank you for the $5. Please ask him if he knows the branches of government. I should have. Alicia, thank you for the $50 as well, saying real job. Oh, Alicia, I appreciate that so much. Nicole and Alicia, both with $50 for the real job. I appreciate you both. Thank you guys so much. That's incredibly kind. Shout out Alicia. Shout out Nicole. Throw some W's in the chat for both of them. They're amazing. And Annie, thank you for the $10, saying for being a lazy blank. Can't say that on TikTok Live, but yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you. All right, let's bring in Will I Am. I just sent him an invite if he wants to come up. Let's see what we got here. Anna. Oh, look at Anna saying shout out Trump. Excuse me in the chat. Will, hello. Are you MAGA?
What's up, Perry?
Why MAGA?
Listen, man, I'm independent. I really I can care less about either one of them. But I gotta tell you, dude, I gotta be honest with you. You're pretty slick. I'll give you that.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You do your homework. But listen, man, on the truth of the matter, we can all go back and pull up crap on both of them. On Trump and Kamala. Neither one of them are really that great. I don't know why everybody's debating like they are about it. It's kind of the truth of the matter is you got to pick the better of the evil.
Well, I disagree. I think Kamala Harris is pretty great, and there's a lot great about her. And even if you're like, oh, yeah, there's negative things about both of them, I'd say that, yeah, there's negative things about everybody in this world. Not everybody's perfect. Not everybody's been perfect their entire lives. But the difference is there's a lot more negative about Donald Trump than Kamala Harris. Right? Donald Trump assaults women, commits crime, commits business fraud, and has been indicted many times, more times than you'd like to even believe for a president. One is already enough. 4, my God, we're talking crazy numbers here. And then with Kamala Harris, yeah, maybe she's done some bad things in her life. Maybe she's not always been perfect, but that's natural. That's human. So that's the difference.
It's not really accurate. It's not really accurate.
Really?
I mean,
What's the worst thing that
I see you
Kamala
guys
Harris
making
has done?
points all the time about how Donald Trump's got all these felonies, he's got all this, he's got all that.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, it's all gonna be thrown out after this is all over anyway. So why is it such a big deal now?
Why would it
It's
be
gonna-
thrown out?
It's gonna get thrown out.
But based on what?
The fact is, it's not true.
Really? So
Yeah, it's not true.
What's
None of
not
it's
true about any of these indictments of Donald?
It's a coup, man. It's a coup.
Do you know what a coup is?
Yeah, it's made up.
That's not what a coup is. Not.
It's made up.
It's not another word for fiction. They're not synonymous. What's made up about it? Like, what are you talking about?
Every bit of it's made up, man. You know he didn't. How's he going to get 34 felonies, first of all?
Because he committed the crime. He went before a jury, and a unanimous jury. By the way, the jury was selected by his
They took
lawyers.
one thing and made
and the
34 felonies out of
prosecution.
it. He took
No,
one thing and made 34 felonies out of it.
He didn't do one thing.
Yeah, he
that's
did.
that's what you don't understand. He falsified business records in the first degree 34 times.
No.
That's like saying, oh, you killed one person, or you only kill people. It's only doing one thing. If you killed 34 people, no, you killed 34 people. You did it. You did this action 34 times. Just like in New York City, he falsified business records in the first degree 34 times.
So you don't think he's going to beat all these charges?
He quite literally has not beat the charges. He's
I
quite
said
literally
you
been
don't
found
think he's
guilty.
going to? He's going to.
He's been found guilty.
But it's all going to get thrown out. Watch.
But here's the thing. You're saying, oh, it's just going to get thrown out just because that's what you want to believe. You don't actually have any factual basis for believing that it's going to get thrown out. There's no legal issue with his 34 felonies that came down in New York. There's no legal issue with his January 6th indictment, his Georgia indictment, or the Florida indictment that's going to be reinstated.
And legitimately, they're not even 34 right now because they're still fighting it because they doubt some of it is coming off. So why do you guys keep saying stuff like that? It's not factual truth.
He's been found guilty of 34 felonies. That fact has not changed.
That has changed. Maybe you should go read up on it again. And look at it. Go look it up.
What
Look
are
it
you
up.
talking about?
Go look it up.
No. You have to provide a source here, because tell me what the mechanism is for
Because he's having
overturning
to
the
go back and
felonies.
change the charges now. He has to go back and change all the charges. He's not even thinking that they can use what they had
So
for the jury trial, dude.
So there was a jury trial. You're not familiar with this?
I just said that. You just not hear say that? That's what I just said.
So you agree that there was a jury trial?
Yes, but he's having to go back and change the jury's decision.
Who's changing the jury's decision?
Because of the Supreme Court's decision. He has to go back and change what they said he was guilty for.
No.
Because he couldn't use it all.
So in New York City right now, Donald Trump is saying that the immunity decision applies to his 34 felony counts. So far, that effort has been very unsuccessful. Sentencing is going forward. It's going to take place after the election. Sentencing in this case is going forward. Donald Trump will be sentenced.
But he won't be tried for all 34 things. Is what I'm telling you. They're going to have to waive some of it.
Let me explain something to you. He was already tried for the 34 felonies. He was found guilty of them.
Yeah, and then the Supreme Court came down with the decision that he had immunity.
for some things. He doesn't just. It's not like, oh, Donald Trump's
So
just
some
immune.
of the 34 charges ain't going to stick because of it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Again, they're not charges; they're convictions, and they
ain't
will
gonna be
stick.
convictions because
they
it
will.
won't- he
They
has
will
to
stick
change them.
because falsifying business records is not protected conduct, especially because the majority of the crime took place before he was president.
We'll see about that when it's over. When it goes, then they come back.
Yeah,
to the
well,
courts.
we will see about it, but I'm very scared that you. I don't know where you're getting this information from. That some of them have been dropped or what? You gotta
because
know.
they are going to be dropped. Most of them will be dropped.
Well,
I'm telling
previously you said that
won't be
they
able to
have
stick.
been dropped.
Huh?
Okay, let me ask you. Let me ask you maybe a more simple question. You're saying that the immunity decision from the Supreme Court would apply to Donald Trump, and that the felonies are going to get dropped, or some of them are going to get dropped.
Some of them will
Why?
be.
Why?
Why?
What part
because
of the Supreme Court?
because some of the stuff they use in the trial has to be taken off.
Such as?
Such as the woman, that stuff was all the stuff about the woman that was in there that they were going back on. That all has to be dropped because they can't
Wait,
use
what?
it.
What woman?
The woman they said he was sleeping with. The one that was
Stormy
in there.
Daniels?
The woman, yeah, the one that was in there.
How is Stormy Daniels and him having an affair protected by the Supreme Court? This was before he was president.
Because her statement, her all her stuff that she said has to be thrown out of court.
Why? How is it protected by immunity?
Because it was protected by immunity. It was way out of date. Because it was past time.
The Supreme Court decision says nothing about past time.
Yeah, but it's part of his immunity.
Wait, just to be, are you familiar with what immunity actually is?
Yeah, I am. Are
Okay,
you?
it only applies to when he's president. So anything he did before January 20th, 2017, and anything he did after January 20th, 2021 is not covered by any level of immunity. And even some conduct as president is not absolutely immune.
Well, I have a feeling that most of that's going to get dropped, and we'll see at the end of it.
You have a feeling, but your feeling is based off of nothing.
It's based off of that. Well, you're going to see that that's what happens.
Okay, and
I just want to know why you guys think that this is what we're doing so much better right now than what we've
Yo,
been doing.
JW, thank you for the another $100 on Venmo, saying another 100, dude. That dude was so difficult. I share your pain. I
mean to tell
appreciate
me
your
your life's
job.
so much better
Yo,
right now?
JW, thank you so much, JW. Yo, throw some W's for JW in the chat for another $100, my man. I appreciate you so much, JW. Shout out JW, another $100. Show some love for him in the chat. I appreciate that, man, a lot. Appreciate you, my man. Sorry, continue. What'd you ask?
Is your life so much better now than it was 4 years ago?
Yes.
What it is?
Yeah, definitely.
How's it better? What, you the only American, the only person in America with better life?
Yeah, well, I think everybody's life is infinitely better, and what became infinitely better on January 20th, 2021, the minute that Donald Trump left office, that just made us infinitely better off. With that being the case,
How did it make you better off? That's what
we don't
I
have
wanna
a
know. How did it
child
make
in
you
the
better
Oval
off?
Office again.
Huh?
We didn't have a child in the Oval Office anymore. We had like really competent people doing
You
their
went from
jobs.
a child to a baby.
What?
You went from a child to a baby. You went from Donald Trump being the child to Biden being the baby. You're right. So how'd it make it better?
God, this is so painful. It's actually genuinely painful to talk to folks like you. It's tough. So
it don't
my
fit
point
your
is that
narrative
we
now.
went from let me put it in more simple terms without the analogy. We went from somebody who doesn't know what he's doing, Donald Trump, somebody who's incompetent, somebody who only cares about himself, to Joe Biden, somebody who does know what he's doing, has served this country for his entire life, and is very competent.
How are you going to say the man didn't care about his country? The man was rich. He didn't have he didn't even take his paychecks, dude.
I don't care. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad that he donated to charity. That's fantastic.
He didn't have to go in office and be here for America, but he did.
Yeah, and that's. I'm glad that he donated his paycheck, but just because he has money and he served as president doesn't mean that he automatically cares about the country. You can be like ultra wealthy and want to destroy the country that you're in. It's not like inherent
why they
that,
call it
if you
debating.
serve and you have a certain amount of money, that means you care about the country. No, that's nonsense.
That's why they call it
Donald Trump craves power. That's what he wanted. That's the only thing he didn't really have. He had money.
That's why they
and
call
influence
this
that
a
came with money,
debate, because
but
we're
not
debating something
presidential
that
power.
we're debating what you feel and what I feel. That's what we're doing. We're debating. That's what the true debate really is. To be honest with you, we have a right to our own opinions. That's the true debate.
Okay.
It's not
This is
because your
just like-
narrative is better
but
than mine.
But the problem is we can't even agree on the facts. That's when the debate crumbles. If we can't agree on the facts,
Because you don't have facts.
you
That's your
said
opinion.
That, you said
That's
that
your
30,
opinion.
You said that some of the 34 felonies got dropped, my man.
I know I
don't
didn't
know-
say they
I
got
don't think
dropped.
this
I said
is-
they're gonna get dropped.
I don't
Why
think
don't
that
you
this-
fucking speak what I said? if
You
you're gonna
literally
speak it?
said that. You
No, I
literally
said they're gonna
that.
get dropped. Is what I said.
No, you said that. And by
No,
the way,
I
after
didn't
you
even
said that,
say
you told me to go read a book or like go read this online. You literally
Yeah,
said
go read
that.
his charges. They will be dropped. That's what I said.
No, you said they were, or some of
No,
the
I
34
never said they were
dropped.
anything. You just don't know what you're saying. You just have
I'm
a
sure.
true
Wait, by the way,
debate.
these lives are always recorded, by the way, so we can
Well, good.
go back.
Go back and listen then.
I
Go back
can't
and
do it
listen
right
to
now. It
Go
has
back
to
and
end.
listen to it.
Yeah, can you listen? I can't do it while the live is live. I have to do it after the live.
Well, no shit.
Well, you didn't know that just a moment ago.
But I'm telling you, I
But
never
aside from
told
all
you
that, you don't.
they're
Here's the
dropped.
problem: we can't even agree on the facts. If we can't agree on the facts, we can't have a conversation. You don't even know what immunity is. You didn't know that immunity only applies to when you're president. You said that Stormy Daniels somehow fell under immunity, which is utter nonsense. It's also not even what Donald Trump is
I said
arguing.
his stuff
And
over Stormy Daniels is going to be dropped.
you know, you said immunity applies to Stormy Daniels. That it was too old.
I said after the immunity charges, after they passed that in the Supreme Court, the immunity stuff, that's when they're going to throw all that stuff out.
Oh my God!
Is what I
Okay, so
said.
one moment you say one thing and another you say the next. It's like pick a side. Like you said that the immunity thing
Maybe
applies
you
to Stormy
should.
Daniels.
Hey, you know what you should do, bro? Harry, I think maybe you should take your hearing things off, man, and clean them out so that way you can hear a little better.
Good one. That was really funny. You have the whole squad laughing. That was good. Very creative. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is what you said. We all heard it. There's 4,800 people in here who heard it. But point is, you don't know what the immunity decision is. You don't know what any of this stuff is. So I don't think that the fact problem we're having here is a me problem. I think it's a you problem with not understanding what immunity actually is and things like that.
I understand exactly what it is.
Okay, describe it to me.
Immunity is when he's a president. When he's president and he has immunity from stuff that he does while he's a president. I know exactly what it means.
Okay, so what qualifies for absolute immunity and what qualifies for presumptive immunity?
So what I was trying to tell you originally, what I said, is all that stuff, even though what Stormy had said, after the immunity thing, because before that, some of that stuff they were able to use. Some of it they can't use now because after that judgment, some of that was stuff what happened after the immunity.
No, nothing revolving Stormy Daniels can't be used.
Then why'd they say that?
Who's they? Who's they said that? Who's they?
The actual judge. That's why he's
judge
having
did
to
not
change
say
some of
that.
his. He did say he's having to
The
change
judge
some
did
of it
not
now.
say that.
Okay, he didn't say that.
The judge hasn't ruled on any of this stuff.
No, he has to drop some of it, and that's what he said. He doesn't have
The
to drop
judge has
some of
not
the
said he has to
charges.
drop any of it.
Okay, well, we'll
Please
see if he
do me a
does.
favor. Do me a favor, Will. Do me a favor. Swipe out of TikTok. If you, or do you have another device in front of you, or you only have your phone?
Not right now. I just got the phone.
Okay, so do me a favor. Swipe out of TikTok, and go try to find an article for me. Just, from any of the main outlets that says that the judge dropped some evidence from the case, or he had to.
He said he was going. He's going to.
Or that he was
from
going
some
to, or
decisions.
that he was going to drop the Stormy Daniels evidence. Please go do that.
He
If
didn't
you
say he
can
was going to
find
drop
that-
all of it.
if
He
you
didn't say he
can
was going to
find
drop all of it. He said he was going to drop some of it off. That's what his decision was.
Go find it.
That's why he was prolonging it.
Go find it.
I don't have to find it. I already know. That's what he said. He said that. He said that last show.
Prove your argument. Prove your argument. Go
Well,
find a
you'll
source.
see it. It's going to be proved when he gets in office.
I don't
you'll
need.
see
I don't
that.
need. I don't need. Oh, you're gonna go see it. You're gonna see it happen. You'll trust me. You're gonna see it. Your entire source right now is trust me, bro. I don't need a trust me, bro. I need an actual source. So swipe up out of
You'll
TikTok.
see the
and
source.
go
He's
find
going
me
to
an
win.
article. Go find
He's
me an
going to win,
article.
and then they'll all drop.
And by the way,
I'm telling you.
this guy came in here and said that he's an independent. Go find me an article that says that the judge said he's going to drop some of these pieces of evidence.
You'll see yourself, just like I will.
See, okay, all right. So if you're not going to provide any sources, we can't have a normal conversation. So are you going to go find it or not?
Well, you can't have no more carry conversations with
You have a
anybody.
good one,
see
Will. I
that.
appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
Yep.
Molly, thank you for the $5 saying got into a debate today and felt so much better prepared from your lives. Appreciate everything you do. Amazing job, Molly. Good for you. I'm glad that you're out there debating. And I'm incredibly thankful that you're here and supporting. That means a lot. Mark, thank you for the $40 twice. I hope you meant that twice. I hope you meant that. If not, I can send 40 back. But Mark, thank you for the $40 twice, saying support for his patience, intelligence, and integrity in dealing with very interesting, ignorant people. Yo, Mark, thank you so much for the $40, $80, I should say. That's incredibly kind. I appreciate that. Thank you, my man. Lauren, thank you for the $2 saying, thank you for just being awesome and doing what you do. I wish I could send more. And transgender for Harris. Lauren, again, please never feel pressure to send anything. You don't have to send any amount. The fact that you're just here means a lot. lot. Thank you, Lauren. William, thank you for the $50 as well, saying this is from the DNC. Thank you for your service. And then followed up with saying JK, obviously. William, thank you so much for the $50. Show some love for William in the chat. That's incredibly kind. Thank you, William. I appreciate that. W's in the chat for William. Thank you. And W's in the chat for Mark and everybody. I appreciate all you guys. Ivy, thank you for the $20 saying thanks for educating the uneducated. I mean, we try, man. We try. It's a tough task for these people. I just invited JP, I think. Gwen, thank you for the $5 saying money towards your first trash truck so you can finally be the trash man that one guy on TikTok says should be your future career. There you go. There we go. Where it's an investment, everybody. Amy, thank you for the $20. I appreciate you saying for talking to dumb blanks. Can't say that on TikTok Live, but I share your sentiment, Amy. Sassy, thank you for the $75 saying David, aka Sassy Sailor, friend of Dean and Parker. Sassy Sailor, appreciate you so much. Thank you for the $75. That's crazy. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. That's incredibly kind. God, that's incredibly kind. I appreciate you. Thank you. It's very nice. Sassy Sailor, thank you for the $75. Show some love in the chat for Sassy. That's incredibly kind. I appreciate you. Wow. And Lisa, thank you for the $10. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you being here. Christina, thank you for the $3 saying, again, sorry it's not more. Texas, please vote blue. Again, Christina, please don't ever feel pressure to send more. You are amazing. Thank you for just being here generally. Stacy, thank you for the $10 saying Justin is mad he doesn't have friendship bracelets. I agree. Thoughts on Dean versus Bryce? Dean is going to destroy him in a debate. Anyway, Venmo Cash App in the link in the bio if you want to support the live. I've just invited a couple of people. They've chosen not to come up. But, you know, we'll find somebody regardless. Let's bring up Misty Randy. I think I saw him asking. Venmo Cash App in the link in the bio if you want to support the live. Also, it's at the very bottom of the link tree. Also, drop a follow if you haven't already. Double tap the screen. Let's try to get to 700,000 likes. All right, Misty Randy, what do we got? Are you leaving or you got to come back to the app? You can't hear you if you're off TikTok Live. You got to come back to the app. So this guy was just in here like, what, spamming for a fat minute just to, spamming for a fat minute. This guy has been in here spamming for a while. We'll bring somebody else up in the meantime. Ryder, you have to come back to the app, bud. Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, why you MAGA?
What's up? So basically, I live in Springfield, and there's been a lot of rumors going around.
Your bio says NJ, buddy.
What's up?
Your bio says NJ.
Yeah, I just moved to Springfield for
You just
college.
moved to Really? You just moved to Springfield, Ohio?
Yeah.
Just coincidentally from New
Yeah.
Jersey?
Yeah.
What college in Springfield you go to?
I go to Ohio State. It's right there.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure.
So my dog went missing the other day.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Get the hell out of my live. It's not close. Nick, unmute for me. All right, what's up,
What's
man?
going on, Harry? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Outstanding. A few things I just want to say real quick is I'm at work, so don't ask me to look anything up. Two, I respect you as a man, but I just have a few questions if you don't mind.
So you're not here to debate?
I mean, we can have a discussion. I just had a few questions that I was confused about of what you do, if that's all right.
Yeah.
One, why do you pick and choose what you post and you don't show the full context of what people say? And why? How do you justify
pause.
that?
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, I saw one of your videos today on my feed. It was when JD Vance was defending himself because he got fact-checked.
Yeah.
Was that not one of the rules in the debate? No fact-checking by the moderators, correct?
Wait, are you saying that it's bad to fact-check people?
So I'm just going off of the rules of what the vice presidential debate was.
But I'm just asking you a simple question. Are you upset at the fact that JD Vance was
not at all.
fact-checked?
No, not at all.
Then why do you bring this up?
He held it.
And also,
own.
wait, can
It's
you elaborate what context? What like you said? I cut out what was actually said. Like what context was cut out there?
He mentioned when he responded to the moderators that there was supposed to be zero fact checking because that was the rules. No, actually, you didn't. You cut it short.
I did.
I mean, if anybody wants to go look at your page, you cut it short.
I encourage them to go look at the video because it's there.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have came up if it didn't say what it said, right? But
Yeah,
it's just a question. How do you justify picking and choosing what you put up?
Well, you're asking me a question that's not applicable, so I don't know how to answer your question that's not applicable, especially when you don't know
Let me
what
try
you're
to
actually.
reword it. So the information that you see.
Let's listen to the video that I put up today, and you can tell me what's.
Okay, for sure. Yeah. Because maybe I misheard it. I mean, yeah, please.
Thank you, Governor. And just to clarify for our viewers, Springfield, Ohio does have a large number of Haitian migrants who have legal status, temporary protected status. Nora? Thank you. Senator, we have so much to get to.
Margaret, I think it's important
We're
because...
going to turn now to the economy. Thank
Margaret,
you.
the rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check.
Pretty sure he just said the rules. Are you
right? But you only posted a small nitbit of it, and I checked your comments. Everyone was like, "Post the whole clip, post the whole thing." Right?
What? Yeah. What did I miss?
So you didn't let him give his explanation of why he was defending himself from being fact checked.
Really? Because he just said it right there. He said the rules said X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, that's a little snippet.
Is that not a defense of his position?
I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying you miss out a lot of
context. So it's a defense of his position, and that was his defense of his position, which is, oh, it wasn't in the rules. Whereas you're up here saying that, yeah, I'm okay with J.D. Vance lying. You're more upset that he was fact checked.
I never said I was upset. I actually told you I wasn't upset.
So just to be clear here, you're okay. You're happy that he got fact checked.
If people can answer questions by being fact checked, more power to you, right? I don't really care.
So I'm asking you a simple question. You're happy that he got fact checked.
I don't care if he gets fact checked or not. I really don't.
So you don't care at all. You don't care if people are held accountable for what they say.
Well, I never said that. That's presupposing what I'm saying. All I'm saying is I could care less if people get fact checked or if they don't get fact checked. That's up to whoever wants to fact check people.
Really, you don't care at all. You'd be okay with J.D. Vance getting up there and lying and having nobody there fact checking what he's saying.
Was he lying?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, can I hear some of the lies?
Yeah, so for example, in that fact check, he was saying that the people in Springfield, Ohio, the Haitian migrants, are undocumented. They're not here legally. That's not true. That's simply incorrect.
Okay.
And he also said that Donald Trump participated in a peaceful transfer of power. That is not true. He said that we're making our solar panels in China. That is simply not true.
Okay.
So yeah, he lied a lot. And so when I'm, amplifying the fact that he was upset that he got fact checked, I think that the fact that you take a problem with the length of the clip more so than the fact that he's lying is concerning to me. And you, as a person who's voting for Donald Trump and J.D. Vance,
I'm not registered to vote. My vote doesn't matter.
So you're not voting for any of these people?
I'm not registered to vote because my vote doesn't matter.
That's just not what I asked. Are you voting? So are you voting or not?
I'm not registered to vote, Harry.
I hear that you're not registered to vote, but are you going to register to vote and vote?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You're not going to register to vote.
No, my vote doesn't matter.
Okay, but you support Donald Trump and J.D. Vance generally without voting for them.
Here's what I'll say. When I watched the vice presidential debate, I had respect for Tim and J.D. I would not mind either of them actually running for president, right?
Really?
I would not be mad at that.
J.D. Vance being VP?
I'm not in the whole world of politics and stuff to say where my piece goes. I'm just saying it was very respectful. It's what a debate should have been. And I think you can agree with me there. It was very well said, very thorough on what they were talking about. They showed respect and all that.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate J.D. Vance lying at every opportunity he got, lying about Tim Walz, lying about his family, lying about laws in Minnesota. Not a fan of that.
So wait a second, Harry. Do we look at the negative only and not the positive outcomes?
I don't see anything positive from what J.D. Vance was saying. I don't think that there's positive from lying in front of tens of millions of Americans. I'm not sure what positive outcome you're citing as a result of that, but now there are more people who are misinformed as a result of J.D. Vance.
Okay.
Like yourself.
Okay, that's your belief. That's fine, right? Okay, fine. I'm just asking, was it how a debate should have been, and was it proper, and was it well thorough?
No, that's not how a debate should have been. Tim Walz was a good representative of like a good debater up there, somebody that is good faith in participating in a debate. Lying through a debate is not how a debate should go. I don't think that good debaters, people who are actually interested in debate, lie knowingly. And that's what J.D. Vance did last night. So no.
Okay, fair enough. I respect what you believe, man. I just wanted some clarification on a few things that I noticed. So I appreciate you bringing me up, though, man. You have a wonderful night.
You have a good one. Appreciate one.
You as well, bro.
I don't think people should lie. As hot take, everybody, hot take of the day. Kyle, thank you for the $3 saying, I don't know how you deal with these incompetent people. Must be draining, but grateful for what you do. Hey, democracy is on the line here, ladies, gents, boys, and girls. We got to fight for it. Miss Red, White, and Blue. I got to invite this person. We'll see if they debate. Sarah, thank you for the $10 saying, my husband wants to know if you are a boxer or martial artist with those knuckles. Either way, he's a Marine Democrat. I got him watching and loving what you do. Sarah, I appreciate the $10. I do box, so I don't box all that often anymore because I mostly have like focused on like cardio or like biking and weightlifting. But yeah, my knuckles are like permanently red from like the years of boxing I did. So yes, good catch. Crystal, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate you. Patrick, thank you for the $1. Hey, would really like to join. I'm personally an independent. Would like to go over why I should/shouldn't vote for either candidate. Yeah, you're welcome to come up, man, for sure. Sherry, thank you for the $20 as well, saying campaign. I appreciate you, Sherry. Thank you for the $20. Avery, thank you for the $2, saying I've been cooking MAGA in debates lately because I've learned so much for you. Keep doing what you're doing. You're amazing. Harry for president. I appreciate you, Avery. Keep going at it. Keep debunking these guys. Look at this. I just got to know what this account's about. His username is Cooking Snowflakes. I just want to see what that's all about. Guaranteed that this is like a troll or something. Hello, how old are you?
Hey there, fella. I'm 36.
What state are you voting in?
I'm voting in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Why do you look confused? You look perturbed.
Yeah, I'm
a little flummoxed.
I'm not gonna do this actually. I'm gonna pass on that. I'm just gonna protect my peace and pass on that. Venmo, Cash App in the link in the bio if you want to support the live. I appreciate you. I'm gonna pass on that. Just gonna not do that. OMG Jody, is this oh god, she's actually a Trump supporter, man. I invited you, Jody. If you want to come up. If you're MAGA, let me know in the chat. I'll bring you up and we can talk. Venmo, Cash App in the link in the bio if you want to support the live. And make sure to drop a follow if you haven't already. Wish me happy birthday. Happy birthday, Yasina. Happy birthday. Oh my god, happy birthday. Jacob, let's bring up Jacob. I invited you. Ames World. Sure, let's bring him up. Yeah, there's no way that guy was like a genuine person. It's like AI, dude, or something. Hello?
Hey.
How old are you?
34.
Also.
Can you mute the TV in the background by any chance?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dude, I'm just fucking with you. This is Amy. I just sent you some money. I just wanted
Oh my god, Amy. Oh, I appreciate you. Golly. I was like, God. I was like, shit. I appreciate you, Amy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I love your live and I watch you every time I can and keep up the good work, dude. You're
Thank you,
doing
Amy.
well.
And Amy, you're doing good work as well. I appreciate you, all right?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
Have a good night.
Anyway, I appreciate you, Amy. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate you a lot. Lynn, Brittany, I just invited you if you want to come up and debate. Whoever said that was Joker from the Batman. Seriously. Nolan says he's MAGA, wants to come up. Give him a shot. Hello?
Yo, what up?
How old are you, man?
Hey, I'm 20, but I just want to let you know I like your lives and shit. But
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
and I hate Donald Trump too.
Oh, good.
But
Yeah, good shit. Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, but I just say we gotta win this fucking election. If we
Yes,
don't,
sir, Nolan. I like that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. All right, man. I appreciate you
but
coming
I
up.
just want to
Thanks,
say,
man.
yeah, keep getting that word out though.
Thanks, man. You too, bro. You too. All
yeah,
right.
keep getting that word out. November
man.
5th, big day.
Big day, man. All right. Have a good one, man. I appreciate you.
Yep, appreciate you too.
Oh, man. Kit Kat, come on up. Oh, wait. What? The box is full. One sec. I'm inviting Kit Kat. Kit Kat, I invited you if you want to come up. Ken. God, the box is full, man. Ken, I invited you. I keep inviting people. Nobody wants to come up here. Why are they running? Why are they running? Savannah Jones. I invited Savannah. MAGA right here. Okay. All right. Look at it. FJB. That's his account. Golly. Golfing boss. I'm gonna invite all these people. Here we go. Here comes one. Here comes one. They finally came up. They finally come up. Oh. Melissa DeBoer. Yeah, sure. Why not? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
No, your audio is terrible.
Hello.
It's a little bit better.
Okay. So,
Go ahead.
why did 3 people just join?
I don't know. What we can do with like a three on one? Why? Why are you voting for Donald Trump?
So, So the reason I'm voting for Trump, this is my first election. I'm voting for Trump mainly because I believe abortion is murder, and I believe that that the border is completely out of control.
So which one do you want to start with?
You can choose.
You choose. You're the guest. You get to choose.
Let's go with the border.
Okay. All right. So you think the border is a national security issue? Yes.
Yeah.
You think it's a problem that we have to address immediately? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So why did Donald Trump block the immigration bill that was worked on by Democrats and Republicans?
Block the immigration bill.
Yeah. So
It probably had some other bullshit in it.
Yeah. I'll address that in a
was
second.
not a good idea.
In 2023, Democrats and Republicans got together in Congress and the Senate, and they wrote an immigration bill together, and it was written by some Democratic senators like Chris Murphy from Connecticut, Kristen Sinema from Arizona, and also conservative senators like James Lankford from Oklahoma, who's somebody that was endorsed by Donald Trump. And this bill would have done a lot of things, such as giving more money to Border Patrol, giving the president the ability. Can you stop talking? Can you stop talking? Giving more money to Border Patrol, giving the president the ability to shut down the border, expanding immigration courts, things like that. Right? Really good bill. Donald Trump killed that bill. He said, "Please blame me if it fails," and it failed.
I've honestly never heard that before.
Yeah. Look up.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it was something that Donald Trump doesn't like talking about. If you look up the bipartisan border bill, you can see this bill that is in question.
So I'm confused. Why haven't the Democrats done anything about it? Like, there's 10 to 15,000 coming over the border every single day. Why haven't they done anything about it? And are they working on it?
So those numbers actually aren't accurate right now. The amount of border
I believe
crossings
they are. I saw a federal government database. I believe they are accurate.
No, the amount of border crossings we have right now are similar to the levels that they were in 2019 and 2020 under Donald Trump. And they've actually plummeted in recent months, specifically in 2024. And this is due to an executive order and some other actions that's been taken by President Biden that has restricted asylum seekings and the ability to seek asylum per day. This is something that was actually included in the immigration bill that Donald Trump killed, but it couldn't get through Congress. So Biden had to do it with an executive order. And you're asking, why haven't Democrats done anything about it? Well, we tried with that bill. Biden also introduced an immigration bill on day one of his presidency that was rejected by Republicans. So we're trying right now.
By which Republicans?
Just the majority of Republicans in Congress and in the Senate. So, that includes like Mitch McConnell, for example, who's the minority leader. He kind of like rounds up the people and have them vote against it.
So I get what you're saying, but I'm still confused because every single day I live in Colorado. It's a very blue state.
Yeah.
I see there's these window washing guys. They're from Mexico, and you stopped at a red light, and they come up to your car and they want to wash your windows, and if you let them do it, they beg for money. And I see that literally every day I drive in Colorado. So it's confusing me, and I've only seen this with Biden in office. So is there a way you can explain to me why that is?
Why there's more people? Well, I don't really understand the question. Are you asking me why there's people in Colorado who are offering to clean your windows?
No, there's Mexican people. They're immigrants.
Yeah, you're asking me why that's the case?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't speak specifically to those people that you're encountering, but in terms of why there's been more people coming to the border in recent years, that was due to the COVID-19 pandemic, kind of destroying kind of South American countries and their economies. The United States, we're lucky, we have a really strong economy, so we were able to bounce back, and we have more access to jobs and things like that, whereas these other countries, they haven't bounced back in the same way we did, and they weren't bouncing back in the same way, especially in the kind of 2021, 2022 era. And so they were seeking new economic opportunity, forcing them to come up to the United States. But there's also like independent reasons for different countries, like Venezuela, for example, has had a lot of political conflict and persecution in recent years, also forcing a lot of Venezuelans from that country in particular to come up.
Okay. It's still a confusing issue on me because, like, a lot of different data, it can be false.
Yeah.
So, but I do want to ask you something else. What do you think about like Christians in America? Do you think that's a bad thing?
No.
You don't?
No. Joe Biden himself is religious. He goes to church every Sunday.
Okay, good. I just wanted to ask that. But let's move on to the abortion thing. I do think abortion is murder. the reason I think that is because I don't want to take life for granted. I don't want to say like abortion is okay, because what if I was aborted? What if you were aborted? And if you don't want to abort someone, then why don't you give someone else that gift of life? Like, because life is such a gift. It's a gift from God.
Because somebody doesn't want to go through 9 months of pregnancy, or maybe they were assaulted and had that.
But hold on.
Result.
It's maybe it was a result of an assault, but if it was a mistake, like having sex is a privilege. But what if it was a mistake that, I mean, like, you're not supposed to just have sex like that. You know what I mean?
Says who?
Like, it's just like, it's moral value. You can't just go around having sex like that.
Really?
Do you understand
I think if like two people are in a consensual relationship, if they want to have intercourse, that's not a problem with me.
But the baby is a result, right?
It's a possible consequence of of engaging in intercourse.
So you think it's a consequence?
Yeah, it's
do consequences have
a possible consequence? Yeah.
Do consequences have? I don't know how to say this. Do consequences have results? Because it kind of doesn't feel. It doesn't feel right. If you have sex and the baby is a consequence, then having an abortion is basically like. It's basically like saying no to the consequence. Like you're just erasing it completely.
Right. Well, so we do that. I mean, often. So when you get in a car, it could be a possible consequence. Can you shut the fuck up? Can you shut up?
Let him talk.
Can you shut up?
Can you shut the fuck up? Your damn
I'm sorry. It's not your live. You don't get to say that. I'm sorry. So you get in a car every single day and you drive, and there's a possible consequence of you driving around in your car is that you get hit head on by an 18-wheeler and you die, or you just get badly injured. That's a possible consequence, but it doesn't mean that you consent to that consequence.
Of you driving bad or someone else driving bad?
No, just you getting in a car generally. You understand that that's a risk, that when you get into a car that you could die as a result of being in it.
Yeah, so exactly.
But
You're
it doesn't
proving
mean that
my
you
point.
consent to that. But wait, you're making my point. It doesn't mean that you consent to that just because you engage in that conduct. Just because you get in a car doesn't mean you consent to to a car coming and hitting you. Just like if you have intercourse, it doesn't mean you consent to having a child. And also, we try to minimize consequences that aren't preferable. So with anything, with you getting into a car, we have tried to minimize the possibility that you die in a car crash. We have guardrails now. We have seat belts. We have different safety measures on the road to minimize that negative and unintended consequence. Just like when it comes to intercourse, we, through the amazing science we have now, have tried to minimize the incidence of accidents, of unwanted pregnancy, and things like that.
Okay. Can you let the other guy talk? I want to hear what he has to say.
Oh, sure. I'm sure this is going to be dandy. This guy seems like such
Just
a
let
treat.
him talk, bro.
I invited himself to unmute. If he can figure it out. It took him 20 minutes last time, so. See if he figures it out.
Buddy.
It's tough for a lot of these folks. FJB, come on. Figure it out, buddy. You just say, FJB, just click your little, I think he's probably still screaming. Click your little profile picture right here and click the unmute at the top of your thing. If you're not still screaming, if you can hear us, you're not still screaming at your phone. There he goes.
Well, I'm not still screaming. I just want you to fucking know that you're wrong.
Okay, what am I wrong about?
Every goddamn thing you think about.
That's really, really specific. That was a good point. Good for you. Okay, come on. Give me something here. What am I wrong about?
Okay, you said the Haitians ain't coming over here fucking with America, but they are.
I didn't. I specifically said that.
Yeah, they are. They are.
I specifically said that those Haitian immigrants in Springfield,
No,
Ohio,
but they are fucking with America, and tell me they ain't.
Okay, how so?
Okay, lie to me again. Lie to me again.
How so?
Lie to me again.
I'm asking you, how so? How are they quote unquote fucking with America?
No, tell me they ain't.
Okay, they're not. How are they? How are they?
Oh, you lied to me again. God damn.
How are they?
Dude.
How are they?
God damn, you just lied to me.
How are they? How are they?
Tell me. You fucking.
My position is that not that they are. My position is that they're not. So can you tell me how they are? Can you tell me how they are?
You watch that fucking.
Please try to answer the question. Just
You
trying to answer
watch
the
all
question.
that shit.
How
Everybody
are
who's
Haitian
paying
migrants
you,
effing up America?
Everybody who's paying you.
So wait, I'm just curious. You came up here and you keep screaming your face off, but you can't even answer a question. Is this the position you're taking right here that you can't even answer? You're just like so bigoted that you have to target a certain group of people and say that they're hurting America, but you can't even articulate why you think that. I mean, my God, like, look, pick up a
Ask me the
book.
question.
Pick up
Ask me a
something
question.
that's not a
Ask me a
Trump
question.
campaign
Ask me a
pamphlet.
question. Ask me a
I
question.
asked you, how are they quote unquote fucking up America? How are they doing that?
Oh, I don't know. Open borders.
I actually.
Wait,
Bam! Bam!
wait.
Open
That's,
border.
yeah, okay. That does not answer the question. You said that a specific group of people are hurting America.
That's fucking up
How?
America, dumb shit.
You can't even answer the question. Listen to me very
I
carefully.
just did.
I understand
Open
that
borders is fucking
listening
up America.
I understand that listening comprehension can be difficult for you.
Let's overtalk each other. Let's overtalk each other. Let's overtalk.
This guy is legitimately 5 years old. He's legitimately 5 years old. This man needs to grow up a little bit.
I kind of have to agree with you on that.
You
But-
see a bipartisan agreement. Look at that. I'm gonna ask you this again, FJB, which again is also a super mature name. You're a model representative for the next generation. You said that Haitian migrants you specifically went after this group are hurting America. I'm asking, how is that specific group that you went after hurting America? Okay, I'm gonna give you the opportunity. I'm gonna send you a request to unmute. Okay, and if you don't figure it out in 30 seconds, then you're gone. I know this is oh, there you go. Okay, so how are they messing up America?
Hey, I just said it. Haitian migrant gangs.
Are you sober?
Say it again.
Haitian migrant gangs.
Gangs. Okay, so what are you referencing here? Like
What
in
the
particular?
fuck's coming across the border, you dumb shit?
So you're just not going to answer the questions at all. You're just going to say like these very vague statements of gangs, and then we're asking like what specific gangs you're referencing, like what crime are you referencing, and you can't.
Haitian, are you not listening? You stupid fuck.
Let me put it this way. Do you have any evidence to suggest that these Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio, are in gangs?
Damn, who said Springfield, Ohio? That would have been you,
yeah. So
my God.
yeah. So the statement that you originally took issue with.
Are they eating dogs up there? Damn, you brought
done?
up Springfield. You brought up Springfield. That was not me.
So when
That
the
was
original
you.
statement,
That was
the original statement I referenced, I mentioned Springfield, Ohio. I said that you asked me about the Haitian immigrants. I'm like, yeah, the Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, which was a statement I originally made that you took issue with, are here legally. And then that is the question that you asked me. So we're focusing specifically on Springfield, Ohio right now. I'm happy to broaden the conversation to the entire country, but right now we're focusing on Springfield, Ohio. We're right now we're focusing on Springfield, Ohio. I'm happy to broaden the conversation to the entire country, but right now we're focusing on the community that I specifically referenced, and then you asked.
You think everybody is focusing on the entire fucking country at this point?
I honestly, I can't tell. I don't think you're sober.
Focusing on their own goddamn bills.
You got,
Where
like,
are you
what's
at?
a Samsung phone in the background, bro? I mean, it's like, what are you doing? What's going on here?
Oh yeah, no, I'm a Samsung advocate. You can fuck off with your iPhone. But
you're very. I'm sure you're a very like nice man. You're certainly not like angry and have super deep anger issues that you haven't worked out of therapy.
Hang out with you just to get close enough to say, "Hey, wake up." But, dude.
So just to be clear here, you haven't cited anything that backs up your argument, right? Just to be clear.
I don't know what the fuck your goddamn argument is.
You asked me specifically. I asked you very specifically, like, how are Haitian immigrants hurting America? And then you said Haitian immigrant gangs. Then I said what gangs, what crime specifically, and then you started laughing. I don't know. I'm still waiting for some information from you.
Well, it's if you fucking look at the news and not the one that George Soros is
I'm not
telling
asking
you.
You just keep saying.
Shut up! No, listen.
You just keep saying like look at the
you
news.
asked me a fucking question.
Yeah, you
and
keep
I'm
saying
giving
look
you
at the
goddamn
news.
answer.
I'm asking you for a specific source of information.
This is how it happens. This is how it happens. You can't fucking.
All right, go
you
ahead.
ask me a question. I'm trying to give you an answer, and you want to fucking block it.
Go ahead.
All right, yeah. George Soros owns most of the fucking goddamn.
All right, get the hell out of my live and don't come back. I mean, what the fuck? He starts. I said, Where I asked him for a specific piece of information. He goes, George Soros. Okay, it's the typical Trump Republican, man. Every time every answer to a question is, well, George Soros.
I think he was on to something, but I don't know why you removed him. But for once, I feel like he was on to something. I feel like he was about to make a point. Yeah. I don't know what it was, but anyways, I do have to agree with him on the fact that if there's so many like Haitian immigrants or whatever, what are they doing coming into America? How are they helping?
They're coming in legally and they work jobs and help the economy. Like, so for example, in Springfield specifically, the governor of Ohio, who again is a Republican endorsed by Donald
someone
Trump.
just called me a racist.
Okay. So the governor of Ohio, who is a Republican endorsed by Donald Trump, has talked about how a lot of these people are working like Amazon factories and car shops and things like that. They're really helping the Springfield, Ohio economy. And this is a pretty consistent trend around the country where immigrants help local economies. They help the national economy.
Okay, well, if these immigrants keep like coming into America, then what happens if they start overflowing? Are we going to have a shortage of jobs? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, so to be clear here, there's not an overflow right now in terms of like, oh, there are no more jobs. There's no more.
I think there is an overflow.
We have, well, in the way that you described it, you said like an overflow where
especially with the example I gave from where I live.
Okay. Yeah.
With these people that are working on the streets without a job, washing cars and then begging for money. That's a perfect
what I was
example.
saying is you described an overflow as like to the point of having no jobs for anybody. We are certainly not at that point. There are available jobs. The unemployment rate in the United States is incredibly low, right?
Right,
It's
but
around
these
4
people,
point-
these
it's-
illegal
wait, I'm not-
immigrants
I'm not
can't
done
get
yet.
jobs.
I'm not done
They
yet.
can't get jobs because they're illegal.
So yeah, first of all, the majority of people coming into the country right now are legal. They're seeking asylum, which means that they're here legally in the country. So these folks can get jobs after a certain amount of time. There are certain restrictions that they can't get jobs immediately, but a lot of these folks can. Now, in terms of undocumented migrants, they can get jobs in some cases, and they are paid under the table in some cases, which is against the law, but sometimes overlooked by the government and local governments and things like that for obvious reasons. But in terms of the way you're describing it, we're not at that point yet. But also, if your problem is with immigration, you're like angry about this, then I would encourage you to vote for Kamala Harris, who has been trying to reform immigration and the immigration system for 4 years, and Republicans keep blocking her. Specifically, Donald Trump keep blocking the Republic. Yes.
And why hasn't anything happened?
I need you.
For 4 years.
I need you to understand how our government works, right? So in order to get something done comprehensive on immigration, you have to go through Congress. For 4 years, Republicans have been blocking immigration reform through Congress. Specifically, this immigration bill, the bipartisan one that I described to you earlier that you didn't know about, that bill was blocked by Republicans in the House of Representatives. They said Speaker Mike Johnson and Steve Scalise, who's third in line in the House, the whip, right? He said within 5 minutes of the immigration bill being released, it's over 300 pages. Within 5 minutes of the bill being released, he said, I'm not voting for it. It won't even come to a vote in the House of Representatives.
And why? And
For
why is
political
Trump
reasons.
so against illegal immigration?
Because he lies to you. That's all he does. He gets up there
He
and
lies, but literally in his first time in office, he was building that wall. It seems like he really does care about it and really does think that it's a problem.
Well, he only built 50 miles of new wall. So he didn't really
Only
build
fi-
the wall.
Only
50
50 miles.
50. 50, not 500, not
I think
1,000.
that's false. I think that's
Please look
completely
it
false.
up. Please look it up.
I've actually been to the border.
I'm sure you've been. I'm sure that's great. We had a wall there prior. There was already a wall. He, in terms
Yeah, it
of
didn't
new
do
wall,
much.
he only built 50 miles. He reinforced around 400 that were already there. But in terms of new wall, he built 50 new miles of wall. So
I
he
just
didn't really
don't
do
think
anything.
that's true at all.
Do you want to pull up an article for you?
Tell me what source it's from, and we'll see if
Sure.
I believe it.
Oh my God. You can't just pick and choose sources, man.
Yeah, you can. That's literally the point of getting news.
Not quite. You can't just say, "Oh, this source is," in terms of they saying this source is not true because
Harry,
I don't
there's
like it. and it's
there's
true.
credible and
So
not
here we go.
credible sources.
Yeah, in terms of I'm obviously not pulling up like news.com 123. This is from reliable sources. This is from PolitiFact, right? Donald Trump said the Trump administration built nearly
Never heard
500
of it.
miles. course you haven't. PolitiFact is a fact-checking news agency. They fact-check both Democrats and Republicans. It's not partisan. The claim by Donald Trump is that they built 500 miles of new of border wall. It's rated as half true on PolitiFact for this reason. Quote, Trump's administration built 52 miles of new primary border barriers, the first impediment people encounter if they're trying to cross the southern border with Mexico. 52 miles. The administration built 458 total miles of primary and secondary border barriers. The majority were replacements of smaller, dilapidated barriers. So they reinforced the majority of the wall they built. But in terms of new wall and new miles, 52.
52.
Yeah. So I don't think you can claim that guy it really cares about immigration. And also I don't think you can claim he cares about immigration if he's stopping an immigration bill that once again was written by Democrats and Republicans.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay. It still just doesn't make that much sense to me that there's only 50 miles of wall. But
No. There's not 50 miles of wall. There's hundreds of miles of wall at the border, but that's not because
like
of Donald
reinforced
Trump.
wall.
Yes, exactly. In terms of new wall, he only built 50 new miles. So this guy that gets up there and tells, "Oh, I built the wall and all this stuff," no, he's a liar. He's a total liar.
Okay. I'm really not coming to any sort of consensus here. I just don't understand this at all. 50 miles. It doesn't seem like much of anything.
Exactly.
Which doesn't make much sense because he had 4 years in office.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. That's you're getting there. You're so close. Yes. Exactly. 4 years didn't do anything in 4 years.
Right.
See, it's very the facts are very different.
What I'm
than
saying,
what Trump says.
what I'm saying is, I don't think that it's only 50 miles, but whatever. We obviously disagree with that, and I don't think there's a way that we can come to any sort of consensus on that.
It's not. We can come to a consensus. Sorry, I apologize, Your Honor.
Oh, bless you.
No, it's okay. We can come to a consensus because we have different fact checks and actual data on this. Like, for example, the PolitiFact article that I just cited for you cites C-SPAN, the U.S. Government Accountability Office, again, the Cato Institute, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the Trump campaign themselves. Like, these are all, these are very well-sourced articles. This is not liberal media making it up. These are the facts. And if you don't want to look at PolitiFact, you can look at other articles from other outlets who have done the exact same thing.
Okay. Well, I still disagree with you because in Trump's first State of the Union address on January 30th, I think he outlined his administration's pillars for immigration reform, which was like a path to citizenship for dreamers, increased border security funding, and ending the, I don't know what you call it. It's a visa lottery. Which I think that it makes him seem like he's very passionate about this and he's going to fix it. And this was his first State of the Union address, right? So this was during his presidency during 2018, right?
Yeah, exactly. So he gets up there and says things like that sound good, that make you like, oh yeah, like maybe this is good. It's not. It's not. And he doesn't fulfill any of his promises. I always say beware of false prophet when talking about Donald Trump. He is the false prophet. He tells you, gets up on a debate stage or a stage just generally at his rallies and says, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. These people are bad because Joe Biden opened the border and things like that. All of it's not true. He just says he is the solution to all of your problems, to win your vote. But in reality, anybody that's like knowledgeable on how the government works knows that that's not the case, knows that Donald Trump obviously is not the solution to all of our problems. And he showed it the first 4 years. That's why he was voted out.
No, I don't think so. And he wasn't voted out. He served his term. He was just voted against in the next election.
Yeah, he was voted out. He was in office and voted out.
I think his presidency was so much better than Joe Biden's was, just solely because of the economy.
Really? So what did Donald Trump do for the economy?
He kept it stable.
How so?
I mean, you look at gas prices today, they're $3, not $3, but like $2 higher than what they used to be.
How did Donald Trump How did Donald Trump keep the economy stable?
Why do I have to explain how?
Because
you literally
this is exactly the point. Donald Trump didn't do anything to help the economy. The economy is largely out of the control of the President of the United States. The Federal Reserve has more control of the economy, and the Federal Reserve and the presidency are independent of each other. They don't neither one tells the other what to do, right? So Trump inherited an amazing economy from Obama that had the longest stretch of positive job growth and then took credit for it. And then the economy crashed under Donald Trump due to COVID. And then he tries to blame Joe Biden for that being the case. And then you're asking, why are gas prices high? Why is this high? Because of COVID, because of this massive economic collapse that took place in the United States and around the world. So this is Donald Trump's great lie. He takes credit for an economy that he didn't accomplish and then blames economy that is not the fault of Joe Biden on him to try to get you to believe that he's some economic whiz that just somehow is so good at maintaining the economy. It's not true. He didn't do anything for the economy.
So can you explain to me how COVID affected the economy so much?
Yeah, I mean, it shut down small businesses. It shut down schools. It had a lot of people lose their jobs. It stopped.
Does schools have anything to do with it?
Oh, well, kids were in school and teachers work at schools.
Okay.
And things like that. And it also hurt our supply chains, shipping goods around the world. A lot of our ports were backed up with goods. It was incredibly difficult to actually get things into the country because not only were the ports backed up, but nobody was shipping anything. So even when something was shipped, it's hard to get it into the country. And that was the case all around the world. And all around the world had the same kind of output or result as we did. High unemployment, low expendable income for people and things like that.
Okay. I can see it kind of making a little bit of sense, but I don't understand why it would affect the economy so much like that. Because it's something I did on my own. It's a little research. I had a Walmart order from 4 or 5 years ago. It was my parents. And it was like, I think it was around $80. And then I looked up the exact same order, the exact same items, and it was like almost $400. It's insanity.
All right, that's not. I'm sorry.
not even kidding.
I'm calling shit on that. Your order did not go from $80 to $400.
Almost $400.
No, I'm sorry. That's not consistent with any data in the United States.
Any data? Yeah. It's literally my own data from my own Walmart order.
Or something like, my God, like your average. What was in that order? What was in that order?
I don't know. I'm not gonna go pull it up, but
so let's just say like it was things like pasta, steak, milk, eggs, things like that, like your typical grocery order, whatever it might be. Right?
That's not something you get from Walmart, but okay.
You don't get any of that from Walmart?
I don't get steak and milk from Walmart. I get
I don't know. I mean, maybe whatever. Typical grocery store, fine. But let's just say it was just something like that. None of those products have gone up 100% or 200%, which would have to go up to reach $400. So I don't know what your Walmart order is. Maybe take out like there's no reality of which your order went from $80 to $400, going up like 4 times the amount.
I don't know what to say, man. It did.
Okay. Well,
maybe I got it wrong, but I know it was a significant amount, and I just don't understand how we can blame this on Trump because it was after his presidency.
I'm not blaming it on Trump.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You said Trump is a result of this economy due to his actions. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Dude, yes, you
nobody
did.
is responsible. No, I did. What are you talking about? No, I did not.
Yeah,
Trump
you did.
is not.
Yeah.
No. What are you talking about? No, I didn't. And let me explain it to you. The inflation that we're seeing right now, well, I shouldn't say right now. I'd say previously. The high prices, the gas prices, were not because of either president. It was not because of Joe Biden, not because of Ellen, think of the galaxy. Not because of Joe Biden, not because of Donald Trump. The president doesn't control this stuff.
They don't?
No, the president.
But they can obviously do something to affect it, correct?
In some cases they can, but nothing was done by Biden or Trump, in my view, that led to high inflation and high gas prices. Neither of these people did anything in that capacity.
The presidents, are you saying?
Yes, I'm saying that when Trump was in office and when Biden was in office, neither of these people did anything to raise gas prices or raise grocery prices. The president doesn't have
I'm
that
so
ability.
confused because you were literally just saying a couple seconds, or not seconds ago, a couple minutes ago about how this is Trump's fault.
I did not say that the economy right now is Donald Trump's fault.
I could have sworn you said that, but whatever.
100% did not.
What do you think it is a result of, though?
COVID. So the negative economic data points that we had, in like 2021 and 2022 were because of the pandemic. The pandemic shut down our economy. It shut down the economies of countries around the world. And if you're thinking about like, well, what about the high inflation? When we had our inflation spike in around the summer of 2022, other countries like France, Germany, Japan, Spain, whatever, similar developed economies had inflation spike at the exact same time. That's not a coincidence. That's because it was a global phenomenon, a global economic collapse. Thank you for the duck. I appreciate you. Which led to all of these different countries and their economies suffering, right? So it wasn't because of Joe Biden. It wasn't because of Donald Trump. It was because of things out of their control. And that's what led to all these high prices and inflation and high gas prices and things like that.
Then, so these high prices, why haven't they gone down under the Biden presidency? Is he doing anything about it? Because I know he can obviously do something like to not fix it completely, but to help it.
So there's nothing really that the president can do by themselves to lower prices. There's also like the president can't go to the grocery store and lower the price of eggs themselves, right? These are private companies that do this stuff, and the president can talk to these private companies about lowering prices, but the president themselves can't do it. And there's some ways that the president has been able to lower some prices in certain areas. So for healthcare, for example, insulin has now been capped at $35 a month for seniors on Medicare. Inhalers have been capped at $35 starting in 2025 for out-of-pocket expenses for prescription drugs for seniors. They'll be capped at $2,000 a year. Previously, it could be tens of thousands of dollars per year. Now, Joe Biden has done things like that. So that in healthcare, for example, Biden has done a lot. But when it comes to groceries, he can't just be like, yeah, we're going to lower egg prices today.
Yeah, obviously they can't do that, but they can implement certain policies, right? And they can also, like, I'd say, delete certain policies in order to lower prices of daily items.
There was no policy. There was no policy that was raising the price of these items, and there's nothing that Biden.
That's not what I said.
You said delete policy, so that's indicating that there might. Yeah, so that's indicating that there might be policy that is causing a raise in gas prices or groceries.
Yeah, but not for that purpose.
But there wasn't anything doing that in terms of policy, in terms of current law, right? And there's nothing that Biden could have done himself to lower these prices. Like maybe there's a law that Congress could have passed, but I can't even imagine a bill that Congress passes that would lower the price of your groceries in one fell swoop.
Okay. I think that's it for now. I think I gotta head out. But
right,
thank you
man.
for having me on. Appreciate it.
No problem. You have a good one, all right?
So.
Oh my god. Jeez Louise. Oh. Alyssa, thank you for the $10. Thoughts on Dean debating Fuentes? Is that happening? Did that happen? Is that a thing? JW, thank you for another $10. Since I sent 200, can I come up and say something as a person of color? Absolutely, JW. You can come up, man, for sure. Did that happen? Is it happening right now, or did it happen? He's debating that. Interesting. Ben, thank you for the $25 saying, thanks, Harry. You're inspiring and you give me hope for the future of our party. Your patience is incredible. My mind would explode if I have to deal with the Trump. If I have to deal with the Trump University alums. I'm an entertainment attorney in Los Angeles. Tried adding you on LinkedIn. Dude, that's awesome. I will accept your LinkedIn request. If I see lawyer, I'm like, come on. I'm happy about that. That's remarkable, man. Thanks for the support. Thank you for the $25 as well. Abby, I'm trying to add Abby. Is she requesting up? Let me see. Oh yeah, she is. Ben, I appreciate the $25, man. Catherine, thank you for the $5. You seriously have the patience of a saint. I appreciate all that you do. It's crazy. Michelle, thank you for the $50 saying FJB has to go. Please and thank you. She's a Democrat. She's saying the guy with the username FJB has to go. Just for some context. Michelle, I appreciate you so much. Throw some W's for Michelle in the chat. I appreciate that a lot. $50 is incredibly kind. You're amazing. I hope you know that. And thank you for all of your support. Please show some love for Michelle in the chat. Vanessa, thank you for the $10 saying to be dealing with these MAGA morons. Thank you. You said it, not me. Daisy, thank you for the $1 saying, hi again. Sorry, still broke, but I'm gonna send $1 per live. Daisy, please just, please save your money. Go, have go like out to dinner or something like that. Treat yourself, please. I mean, I just appreciate you being here. But thank you, Daisy. I appreciate that. All right, Abby, what do you got for me? Are you MAGA?
Yes, I am, but I just wanted to start off by saying.
Wait, how old are you?
21.
Okay.
Is there like an age that you're looking for?
Yeah, you have to. No, it's not me. You have to be above the age of 18 to be on TikTok Live.
Okay. Yeah, I'm 21. I just wanted to say that I think you have exhibited a lot of patience with some of the people on here because I am MAGA, but not like that. A lot. I feel sorry for you because they were getting on my nerves.
Wow. Honestly, like even a Trump supporter saying that like tells you a lot.
Oh my God. I was like blowing up your comments, like get that JD guy. I was like, get that drunk off of here. But yeah, I don't really know like where you want to start if you want to know like why I'm voting for Trump or what, but
well, yeah, I'm just curious. Like, so wait, what state are you voting in?
South Carolina.
South Carolina. And so why are you, yeah, I'm just curious, like generally, like why are you voting for Trump?
So there's a lot of reasons, but in terms of this specific election between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris and what's going on with the Democratic Party, and I don't know what your opinion is on this, but policy aside, the way that Joe Biden's mental decline was handled and lied to about, and the way that Kamala Harris became the nominee was completely undemocratic and just kind of unheard of. And I really haven't heard and I watched like almost all of the DNC. I mean, I skipped around a little bit. I watched, I listened to speeches and interviews given by the Democratic Party, even though I am voting red. So, but I have not seen a legitimate justification for the way that the removal of Joe Biden and just the random implementation of Kamala Harris is justified.
Well, I'll give you a reason. So first and foremost, I will start off by saying that Joe Biden is perfectly fine. And I recognize that you are conservative, which means and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you typically watch more conservative news, or maybe you're on social media and you see more conservative pages. And a lot of these pages and these news outlets will circulate videos of Joe Biden, selected videos, to make you think that he's gone. He's totally gone. But in reality, that's not true. And what I'd recommend, you don't have to just take it from me. Just go watch a Biden speech. Just pull up like a random time in the Biden speech and listen to him talk. You want to do it right now?
I mean, I have plenty. I watched, we can, but I would just like to say, I mean, I watched the debate in June, and I know that, of course, conservative media is just as guilty at a lot of times as, more liberal media about cutting things and putting things out of context. That's not my point. But I mean, you watched the debate. I'm sure I watched it from the beginning to end. And it's undeniable. Now, do I think that it's true that he's literally doing nothing? No, but it's very obvious, one, that he's not okay. And if you say that he is totally fine, if that's the case, if Joe Biden is totally fine, then even more so, how is it justified for the Democratic Party effectively to remove him, even though Joe Biden said adamantly for months and months that he was perfectly fine and that he wanted to run, remove him and then replace him with Kamala Harris without even holding a single primary or way to hold anybody to vote at all?
So a lot of things to address there. The debate is not representative of who Joe Biden is and what his ability is. During that debate, he was sick and he had just traveled around the world, going from different time zones, meaning that he was incredibly jet lagged and tired. And I say this to people frequently. I can't imagine doing a presidential debate when you're sick and have a fever. Like, I'm sure you've had that feeling before where you just have a fever and you're just incredibly sick. You can't think about anything straight. And I think that having like a really high intensity debate like that in front of tens of millions of people is really difficult when you're sick. So I don't think that that's representative of him. And I'll show you why that's not representative of him in a second. So I also want to add a couple things here. Republicans have complimented his mental ability. Kevin McCarthy, former Speaker of the House, said that he's sharp and that he's a good debate or a strong negotiator. And of course, Democrats have said the same thing about Joe Biden. I have literally met Joe Biden. I've stood in front of him and interviewed him. He was great. And there's no selective editing I've done. Those videos are on my page. You can literally see them. One of them's pinned to my page. And also, if he's really that incompetent and can't do anything, then how has he been so productive? How has he been so getting so many things done? Things that Donald Trump tried to get done and failed. So if Joe Biden's really just like out of it, then I don't know. No, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Now we're gonna watch a short clip from Biden's recent UN speech, and so you know that I'm not selectively picking a time in the speech. The video is 25 minutes long. So you pick a time frame between 0 minutes and 0 seconds and 25 minutes and 0 seconds. Just give me a time frame. It can be like 13 minutes and 13 seconds or 5 minutes and 12 seconds. And we're just going to listen to a little bit of that speech. All right?
Sure. But before we do that, I would like you to answer the question that if I say, okay, Joe Biden's totally fine.
Yeah.
Then that makes it even worse that
I'm going to answer that after. I'm going to get to the whole DNC thing after.
Okay. All right.
So you pick a time frame between 0 seconds and 25 minutes. It can be anytime you want.
You said it's 25 minutes long?
25 minutes long.
20 minutes and 47 seconds.
20 minutes and 47 seconds. Okay. And 20 minutes. 2046 will have to do it. So just for everybody, you can see that the red line is all the way over. Now let's listen to Joe Biden. This is in front of the UN, by the way. He just gave the speech the other day.
In years ahead, there may well be no greater test of our leadership than how we deal with AI. Let me close with this. Even as we navigate so much change, one thing must not change. We must never forget who we're here to represent. We, the people. These are the first words of our Constitution, the very idea of America. They inspired the opening words of the UN Charter. I made the preservation of democracy a central cause of my presidency. This summer, I faced a decision whether to seek a second term as president. It was a difficult decision. Being president has been the honor of my life. There's so much more I want to get done. As much as I love the job, I love my country more. I decided after 50 years of public service, it's time for a new generation of leadership to take my nation forward. My fellow leaders, let us never forget, some things are more important than staying in power. It's your people.
I'm so glad you picked that time because that was like the highlight of the speech.
Well, I didn't mean to do that, but
that was a good pick by you.
Okay.
Do you have any problems with that?
No, that was not so bad. I still don't think he sounded great, but I don't think we're ever going to agree on that. But the difference between that and a lot of other things is that speech was scripted, and they have teleprompters and they have it right in front of them.
I'm glad you said
The only recent interview where he was not, or public forum where he did not have a script in front of him, or it was rehearsed, or teleprompters, was the debate. And you say, "Oh, he was sick. He was sick." Okay, then I mean,
I'm going to show you something. So he recently gave when the NATO conference was in Washington D.C. He had this hour-long press conference, with no notes, no teleprompter, no nothing. So let's do the same thing. You pick it. The whole press conference was 58 minutes, or at least that's the Wall Street Journal length of the video. So pick a time between 5 minutes, because he might have like given a little introduction because he gave a speech before. Give a time between 5 minutes and 50 minutes, and we'll listen to him. And this is no teleprompter. This is him just speaking off the cuff.
Let's see, 47 minutes and 47 seconds.
47 minutes. You said 47, 47?
Yeah.
Okay, 47. You got it. All right. Let me actually unplug this so we can hear better.
think it's important that I lay fears by let them see me out there. Let me see them out. For the longest time it was, Biden's not prepared to sit with us unscripted. Biden's not prepared to, anyway. And so what I'm doing is, and I've been doing, I think we've done over 20 major events from Wisconsin to North Carolina to demonstrate that I'm going out in the areas where we think we can win, where we can persuade people to move our way, where people are already there. And then look, the other thing is, we have the most extensive campaign organization that anybody's had in a long, long time. We have well over 1,000 volunteers knocking on doors, making phone calls, making tens of thousands of phone calls. We have headquarters. I forget exactly how many. I want to cite a number and then find out I'm off. But we have scores of headquarters in all the toss-up states. We're organized. We're moving, and that's awful hard to replace in the near term. And so, and here's the other thing. I was in the Senate a long time. Very proud of what I've done in the Senate. I was chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee for a long time, and I was chairman or ranking member and chairman of the Judiciary Committee. I'm going to be going down to the Johnson Library. I'm going to be going around making the case of the things that I think we have to finish and how we can't afford to lose what we've done or backslide on civil rights, civil liberties, women's rights. There's that little button we have. Control guns, not girls. I mean, the idea we're sitting around, this is where Kamala's so good as well. We're sitting around, more children are killed by a bullet than any other cause of death. The United States of America. What the hell are we doing? What are we doing? We got a candidate saying, promise the NRA, don't worry, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything. You got a Supreme Court that is what you might call the most conservative court in American history. This is ridiculous.
This is just a really good answer. I could listen to this guy speak all day. Really good answer. Anyway, any problems with that?
I mean, again, of course, that was a very short clip. I've said at the beginning, I don't think that it is as bad as a lot of Republican news outlets will make it seem, or Republican TikTok pages, or whatever it is. I understand that a lot of those things are looped and edited. I'm totally in agreement with all of that. But again, even in that speech, it's very obvious that he's not crystal on point. If you look at, listen to me, if you look at videos of Joe Biden, even 5 years ago, even in the 2019, 2020 campaigns for the presidency he has now, it is a totally different man. And that's undeniable.
So people age. So you might say oh yeah, maybe he walks a little bit slower. Maybe talks a little bit slower. Maybe it's something like that. But that doesn't mean that he's in mental decline. Talking slower or walking slower or aging is not indicative of someone who's not able to do the job. And that's the entire point. You can't confuse age with mental decline. Those are two different things. And that's something that Republicans often do. They say, oh, well, he slurred his word a little bit there. I couldn't care less if Joe Biden slurs his words every single time he speaks. I care about what he's doing for the country. And what Joe Biden's done for the country has been remarkable. Now, if we wanted to play that exact same game of oh, this is how Joe Biden speaks, this is how Donald Trump speaks. I mean, have you heard Trump speak recently? Have you heard him talk about Hannibal Lecter?
I watched him.
Have you heard him talk? Have you heard him talk about Hannibal Lecter?
No, but I know that it was mentioned in the debate. But
yeah, he talks about Hannibal Lecter all the time.
I just watched a speech that he gave today in Georgia, where he, by the way, has spent, this is a whole other topic, but he has spent his own money to help people with that have suffered from Hurricane Helene, and Joe Biden, yes, has sent federal aid, but it's not even close to what he sent to other countries in the same time frame. That is 100% true.
Yeah, but
I wanna, wait. Let me say this. He has sent $9 billion to the General Southeast for Hurricane Helene. He sent $8.7 billion to Israel, like since Hurricane Helene. And I can send you the video right now. I can't like show it on the live because I'm just on my cell phone. But I mean, people are asking, can you send more aid? We need more aid. And he's like, no, I've given everything that we have. And in the same time frame,
true.
that is not, I can show you the video of him on live television.
I actually have to cut you off. I'm sorry. I'm gonna actually have to cut you off. So this is and I mean this in the nicest way possible, a misunderstanding of what the government does and like how much things cost. So when we're sending aid to foreign countries abroad, sending missiles and jets and weapons and ammo is significantly more expensive than hurricane relief. Like missiles, like we the United States spend like $750,000 on one missile, right? So it's way more expensive. You're saying, so wait, why are we spending more on something? Let me rephrase. You're saying, why are we spending more money on something that's more expensive than something that's not as expensive? It's literally all that. Hurricane relief is not as expensive as weapons are. So that's why you're saying, well, there's a big number for this, but a smaller number for this. That's why. It's simple. By the way, Donald, I just looked this up because I was curious. I have not found a single article on Donald Trump's donating any money. He started a GoFundMe, but I've not seen any money from Donald Trump himself. So again, but I just want to point out.
I'm listening.
I just want to point out that sending aid abroad is more expensive than hurricane relief, and these Republican governors, including the governor of Georgia, have said that Biden told them on the phone that you can call me whenever you want for whatever you need and we'll give it to you. And all of these governors, the governor of Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, and even Virginia, have all praised Biden's response. They've gotten everything they've needed. So all the elected officials are saying they've gotten everything they needed. I don't know where you're getting this idea that, they've asked for something and Biden said no.
I would love to. I don't want to get off the live because I would have to find the link because I sent it to a friend of mine. It is a video of the press asking, where's more relief, and they haven't got it. All that aside, we still need to circle back to what happened with the DNC and Kamala Harris replacing Joe Biden, because we could talk about Joe Biden all day, but the reality is, he's not the candidate anymore. So
yeah, so happy to do that, but I do want to make it once again clear that the Biden administration has fulfilled every single request from all of these states. There's not a single state saying that Biden hasn't granted everything for them. And I also want to point out that over 90 Republicans in the House recently voted to shut down the government, which would take funding away from FEMA. Every single Democrat voted to keep the government open and keep it funding. So and also Democrats are always bigger proponents for more funding for FEMA, whereas Republicans are always in favor of cutting FEMA funding. So if you're concerned with like how much funding FEMA has, then I'd highly recommend you vote for Democrats as opposed to Republicans who consistently try to cut that agency. Now, you want to talk about the DNC? Absolutely. Joe Biden made the decision himself to drop out of the presidential race. Then he endorsed a candidate named Kamala Harris as vice president. And the delegates surrounded around her because Joe Biden endorsed her. He was a presumptive nominee. He wasn't the official nominee yet, but then he endorsed Kamala Harris. She got the endorsement from him and a bunch of other Democrats, and the delegates went around her. That is how the party rules work, right? So if for example, let's just say the Democratic Party nominated you to be the president of the United States. Like, let's just say all the Democratic voters were like, yeah, we want Abby to be the nominee. You'd probably say, well, I don't want to be the nominee. I don't want to do that. There's no law requiring you to be the Democratic nominee. So you can say, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the nominee. And then the delegates would have to find somebody else to nominate. And you can't just put up nobody for the Democratic Party. So the delegates then have the power to go vote for somebody at the convention. And that's what they did with Kamala Harris.
I mean, okay. I mean, I think we're just always going to disagree about how Joe Biden left the race, because up until he actually dropped out, he was very adamant amongst pressure from Republicans and Democrats and just people in general saying, this guy is not qualified to be the president. Why? Let me ask you, why do you think Joe Biden left the race?
We know why he left the race. He told us. He said, and this is also an extensive reporting, that he, when he had COVID, was in Delaware with some of his advisors, and they were socially distanced in a room, and they were showing him internal polling data showing that he was not winning the presidential race. And based on that data, he said, and they were showing him other data as well, showing that other candidates would perform better against Donald Trump. And Joe Biden, instead of putting his own ambition before the country, before our democracy, he said, I'm not going to do it. And he withdrew from the race, and he gave these other candidates who polled better against Donald Trump a chance. And he endorsed Kamala Harris, who polled really well against Donald Trump. And that's what happened. He said this consistently, that he was not forced out, that this was not like, oh, he was just so sad and everybody was mean to him. He made the decision himself to withdraw from the race. And I also want to remind you that Joe Biden didn't have to do that. There's nobody except Joe Biden who could withdraw from the race. If he wanted to be the Democratic nominee, he got voted for. He could have been the Democratic nominee, whether the party liked it or not. And he said, no, I won't. That's what happened.
I mean, okay. I, to my core, do not buy that narrative that Joe Biden just kind of peacefully went after months and months of, pressure and people saying that, he's not ready to do this.
But just to be clear, like, even if, let's just say hypothetically, Joe Biden was like, I want to be the nominee, and the party was like, no, like, why do you care? Why is that so pertinent to you?
Because it's about honesty and about democracy. Because they're putting this narrative. Hold on, they're putting this narrative on that. They're putting this narrative on about what happened revolving Joe Biden no longer being the candidate. Joe Biden for months also said that he could beat Trump, and then now you're saying all of a sudden he realized he couldn't, so he dropped out. That's unheard of. There's been plenty of elections I know the last few have been very close, but there has been plenty of elections where it was pretty obvious who was going to win, but the other candidate didn't drop out 5 months before the election, before a presidential election, because he said, oh, I don't feel like I can win anymore, so I'm going to put this person who never received a primary vote into office, give her all of the campaign funding from, Joe Biden's campaign, give it to her, or to that person. That has never happened before.
That has happened before.
Okay. It may have happened once before or something, but this is not normal. Can you at least admit that the way that this election has been, with Joe Biden taking himself out, quote unquote, and him being replaced with Kamala Harris 5 months before the election, can you at least admit that that is not normal?
So it's not common that's something that happens in the United States, but it's something that has happened, and there are procedures for when it does. So this is not like a foreign thing to American politics. And I also I have to point out the hypocrisy here, that one of your big issues with this taking place, which I still don't understand the issue, but one of your big issues is democracy. You're saying it's not democracy. You are voting for a man who tried to overturn the 2020 election. He tried to throw out the votes of 81 million people, 81, including me. I voted for Joe Biden. He tried to throw out my vote. You cannot cite democracy as something that you are concerned about if you are voting for somebody who is so careless with it, and somebody who did everything in his power to do it. We just got a filing from the Department of Justice today laying out all the evidence from the DOJ that they have on Donald Trump trying to overturn the election. This includes trying to gather a fake slate of electors so that his electors would be submitted to the Electoral College and to Congress, but Joe Biden's wasn't, even if Joe Biden won a state. This includes pressuring state officials to try to convene a special session and investigate election fraud and decertify their results. This includes pressuring the Vice President of the United States to just outright reject votes from Biden states. And he's been indicted for this criminal activity. So if you are concerned about democracy, I think the least of your worries is Joe Biden willingly taking himself out of a presidential race and endorsing his VP. I think the bigger problem here is the fact that you are voting for a guy who has been very open about his attempts to subvert American democracy.
Yeah, in regards to most of what you just said, I think that we're probably going to disagree on this too, but I think that there were legitimate reasons to question, not everywhere, but some of the events revolving the 2020 election with the mail-in votes and how convenient that was.
Trump voted
I
mail-in.
get it. I don't know what.
Trump voted by mail-in vote.
That he voted by mail-in vote, but this has been reported. Hold on. This has been reported by both sides of the media. There is a difference between, and Trump clarified this in the 2020 debate. I remember it very clearly because I was kind of agreed with your point. Trump mailed by a mail-in vote that he asked for. Basically, he said, I'm voting by mail-in, send me a mail-in ballot, and then that's sent back. Okay. What was happening in 2020 is people were getting sent all these ballots that were not real ballots, that were not requested, that they did not ask for, that were sent in to them. And then that's not normal when you request, because there's nothing wrong with voting by mail. But the issue in 2020 with everything going on was it was not normal. Hey, I want to vote by mail-in. I, request a mail-in ballot and then I send it back in. No, people were getting illegitimate ballots in the mail.
That's not
For
true.
example, that's one thing. That is absolutely
They were not getting
true.
illegitimate ballots. Here's the thing. There were some states that were sending out ballots regardless, but if you voted in person and you voted by ballot, whatever vote was counted first would be the vote that counted. If your mail-in ballot got there second, it would be rejected. It wouldn't be counted. And just be clear, we've had mail-in voting for years. There were 5 states before 2020 that almost exclusively did mail-in voting, that most people utilize mail-in voting for their elections. And some of those states also send out mail-in ballots regardless of whether it's requested or not. So this has been a thing for a long time now. And I want to remind you that your speculation about what could be, I feel as if this system of mail-in voting might be insecure or unsecure, is not actually backed up by any evidence. There's no evidence to say that it is. And let me give you, I'll make this quick. Donald Trump had over 60 court cases where he challenged a lot of these things. He lost every single one. 14 of the judges in those cases were appointed by him. The FBI, the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security all said that the election was secure. Donald Trump's own attorney general, the FBI director, his own lawyers, his own family, his own vice president all told him that the election was secure. And he hired 2 different firms, private companies, to look into fraud in the 2020 election. Both of them came back and said that there was nothing. These were companies hired by Donald Trump. There is not a single lawsuit that has worked that Donald Trump and his allies have brought. So there is no point in buying into crappy lies made up by one man to justify an incredibly harmful action to this country. There's nothing, there's no, and the crucial point is, and the last thing I'll say, there is no evidence to back it up.
Okay. I'm going to disagree with you on that. I'm not someone who says that the 2020 election was 100% stolen. Donald Trump had it. They 100% did it. However, I do think, and you can disagree with me on that, and you're saying, well, Trump tried to do these investigations, blah, blah, blah. I do think there are legitimate questions about the 2020 election. Close your mouth. I think there are legitimate questions about the 2020 election.
What questions?
About the integrity of the election. What do you mean?
Based on what? Based on what?
The mail-in ballots. There were voting booths that closed early. There were voting. Yes, it is.
I want 60 plus court cases. They lost every single one.
That's fine. Okay, they lost the court cases. That's fine.
You know why they lost? Because they didn't have evidence.
Okay.
Some of Donald Trump's lawyers have been disbarred, removed from the bar system. They can't be lawyers anymore because of what they did. And because they lied in front of the court, they willingly submitted false evidence and brought false claims of irregularities to the court. Look, there's not a single piece of evidence to back this up. None. So you shouldn't believe this. You shouldn't believe stuff from this guy. And again, he's been indicted for this.
He wasn't indicted for that.
Yes, he was.
All right. I don't remember that. I know that he was indicted. I know that he was indicted for some other things. This is the first that I've heard that he's been indicted in a criminal court for anything to do with the 2020 election.
Are you kidding? This is the first time you heard of this? He was indicted for trying to overturn the 2020 election because what he did was illegal.
Was he found guilty of that?
The trial hasn't happened. You know why? Because Donald Trump pushed it back. He kept appealing and appealing and appealing because he didn't want the trial to happen before the election, because his own lawyers and the mood within his legal team was that he would lose, that he'd be found guilty of trying to interfere and overturn the 2020 election. So the reason we don't have a verdict yet is because of Donald Trump. You shouldn't reward that behavior. You shouldn't vote for somebody who's willing to push back his own trial because he thinks he's guilty and he doesn't want you to know that he's guilty.
You think I should vote for Kamala Harris? You still haven't explained. You still have not explained why she is the appropriate candidate.
I'm happy to.
Okay. I mean, what's so good?
Sure.
Please tell me what's so good about Kamala Harris.
She's dedicated her life to public service. There is nobody, I can't imagine somebody more qualified for the presidency. She was district attorney of San Francisco. Then she ran for attorney general of California, won, served as attorney general of California, then became senator from California, then became vice president and is now running for president. Dedicated her life to public service. And in each one of these
that
roles.
resume sounds fabulous.
Sure. And I can tell you things she's done in each one of these roles if you'd like.
Okay. That resume sounds really good. However, California, all these things she did, I mean, California's a shit show. It's been discussed many times that she put people behind bars that had false positives for drug tests.
Not true.
Okay.
This is the thing. All of this stuff that you hear is not true. She has not willingly put innocent people behind bars. She hasn't sent a bunch of people of color to jail for petty marijuana crimes. None of this is the case. You can look at her own record. I mean, it's remarkable the lies that are told about her record.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like.
Whatever, bro. The felon, the criminal.
Oh my gosh. It has been said by people from both sides of the aisle, very much less Democrats, obviously, than Republicans, that what he was charged with and what he was indicted for is, explain to me what he did. What are his convictions?
Yeah, so he was convicted of 34 felonies of falsifying business records in the first degree because he had an affair with an adult actress while his wife was home pregnant, with his newborn child. And he wanted to cover up that affair so that his presidential prospects would be preserved in 2016 and that the people wouldn't find out about it. So he paid off the adult actress he had an affair with by funneling money to his lawyer so that he would pay her off, kind of hush money payment, which is not illegal. But then he mislabeled these business documents knowingly so that nobody would know what the money was for, and nobody would know that he was paying off this adult actress with the intent of influencing the 2016 election. So essentially, election interference. This guy has a real big tendency of wanting to interfere in elections, and he did it in 2016. And a jury of his peers, a jury that was selected by his lawyers and the prosecution, found him guilty of every single count.
I mean, again, what you're talking about, the 34 convictions, blah, 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 blah. Felonies, felony convictions, sure, whatever. You're talking about how he mislabeled something, even if that was intentional. I mean, we're talking about very small, and it was like, wasn't it, you correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it that he didn't label it as campaign funds?
No, he said
the other way around.
He said that he retained Michael Cohen, who was the person that he funneled money to, as a lawyer, and what he was paying him for was a retainer, right? A retainer for legal services. But that was a lie. That wasn't true, and he knew it wasn't true. So he lied about this money, which in and of itself would be a misdemeanor if it was just this. But he was doing it with the intent to influence the 2016 election. That's election interference.
That's not okay. I mean, yes, I don't think
he was committing a crime so that his prospects in 2016 would be preserved.
Okay. I mean, again, I don't think that you can call it a crime. It may be on the books, technically it is, but I don't think that that's the spirit of that law. And they also I'm not even going to get into that because you're just going to say it's not true. But
you can say it.
No, because you're just going to say it's not true.
Make your point.
Look, my point is what he was convicted of. I mean, y'all are acting like, I mean, you were talking about criminal things. I mean, we talk about Hunter Biden and the laptop and, you
Hunter Biden's not
know,
running for president. I don't care about Hunter Biden.
I know.
Did you know that he was also found liable for assaulting a woman?
By the, you can say he's not running for president, but it's still covered up by those same people. It was covered up by the president. Yes, you're right. Hunter Biden is not running for
It was
president.
not covered up by the president. What are you talking about?
He was covered up by his people.
How?
What do you mean? By his
Who
office?
covered it up? Who covered up? Also, what are they
They
covering
lied
up?
about, you're telling me that Joe Biden was upfront about the Hunter Biden laptop and
What was on the laptop?
and the cocaine everywhere. You're telling me that
Wait.
Joe Biden was like, yeah, my kid did that. Fuck no, he didn't.
First of all, Joe Biden shouldn't even be asked about that laptop. Who the hell cares what Hunter Biden does? Second of all, the story that Republicans were pushing about the laptop in 2020 was that it's this big, terrible criminal thing. In reality, it just has some unflattering photos of Hunter Biden doing things that he shouldn't have done. That's all that the laptop is. There was no criminality involving Joe Biden or anybody in the Biden family. It was just Hunter Biden doing things that he shouldn't have done, that he's acknowledged and owned up to. So I couldn't care less about the laptop. Now, are you familiar with the fact that Donald Trump was found liable for assaulting a woman, for raping her?
I knew it was assault. I'm not no. I mean, yes, I know that he was found liable. I'm not sure if it was rape or just basic sexual assault, which is two different things. I'm not mitigating.
He assaulted a woman and was found liable for it. He was found liable for extensive business fraud as well, and he's been found guilty of 34 felonies and indicted on more. All of these things. Assaulting women. What? Why would you vote for that? Why would you vote? How could you consciously vote for somebody who does that? There's no good answer.
Because I feel like you're kind of backing me into a corner with that. If that happened, yes, I disagree with it wholeheartedly.
It's not just a matter of disagreeing with it. I hope you disagree with it. It's, can you put your money where your mouth is and show that you actually despise this so much and you're like, yeah, this is wrong, that you wouldn't vote for somebody who does that to be president of the United States. And not only did he do that, but then he attacked the woman who he assaulted, called her all these names, and had his supporters go attack her. And then he was found liable for defaming her twice, has to pay her $90 million.
I mean, okay, you're not gonna like my answer on this. Yeah, it's still, I mean, that's still not, even if everything that you're saying is true, that's still not, to me, a good enough reason to vote Kamala Harris over Donald Trump.
Okay, here's the thing. You don't, respectfully, I don't think you even know what Kamala Harris's policies are. I don't even think you know what Donald Trump's policies are.
I would love, yes, they're still not even on, I can check again right now, but I still don't even think they're on her website. Nobody knows what Kamala Harris's policies are because she changes them constantly. Before, she wanted open borders. Now she's saying we need to close the border. Before, that's not true. Oh,
she's never called for open borders. It's so frustrating having this conversation because your objections are based on misinformation. Like, you're saying things that apply to Kamala Harris that aren't true. She has never once called for open borders. And I will say that her opinions have evolved over time, but that's good. We should have leaders who are willing to change their views when presented with new information. We shouldn't have leaders who just dig their heels in the sand just because they want to be right. That's actually, I say that's an example of a good leader.
Evolving opinions is good. I agree with that.
Great.
And I think that on some things, Trump should probably quit being so stubborn. Evolving her policies is good. What I don't like is her change in opinion and the change in her mind about these things. She hasn't even explained why her mind was changed. On the other hand, you have someone like J.D. Vance, who was, using his own quotes, never Trumper, did not like the guy at all, has come out since then and answered multiple times, what made you change your mind about Donald Trump? Yes, he has. Please go look it up. Please look up.
I'm not disagreeing with you that he's answered questions about that, but all of his answers are crap because as recent as 2020, he was making fun of Donald Trump's economic policies, saying that they weren't working. This guy all J.D. Vance did was realize, man, I'd really love to run for government and run for Senate. He ran for Senate. He knew the only way that he could win was endorsing Donald Trump. Then he started singing Donald Trump's praises, and now he's Donald Trump's VP pick. This does not mean that J.D. Vance is such a wholeheartedly honest guy because now he answers questions about how his opinions evolved. And by the way, Kamala Harris answered questions at the presidential debate about why her opinions evolved. And also, again, the policy matters more. Kamala Harris has actual policy to deal with these things. Donald Trump has none. You ask him, Donald Trump, what's your policy on housing? He doesn't have one. Doesn't have one.
Versus Kamala Harris's policy of giving $20,000 to first-time homebuyers, which everybody knows is just going to increase the price of homes, whereas Donald Trump's policy is not give people things. Listen, Donald Trump's policy is not give people things the way that Kamala Harris's policy is. His policy is make the country more affordable so that the government doesn't have to give you money to do things.
How is he going to do that?
How is he like? What do you mean? How's he going to tax cuts, bringing more industry here?
Really? Because none of that worked the first time he was president. He outsourced more jobs than Obama did in his 4-year term. And the tax cuts he gave primarily benefited the wealthy, 83% of the benefits. I don't think that Elon Musk is struggling right now. I don't think he needs another beach house. I guess Donald Trump does, though. So that was the first time he tried that. It didn't work then.
What do you mean it didn't work then? The economy was great. Pre-COVID, the economy was great then.
Yeah, not because of Donald Trump. The economy was great when he inherited it, and then he took credit for it. Now, on your $25,000 comment, first of all, it's $25,000 for first-time home buyers. That also
I said that.
You said 20,000. It also wouldn't increase the price of a house because the home sellers do not know who's getting down payment assistance. And it's only for a certain amount of people in certain income brackets, and also only for first-time home buyers, so that limits it even more. And there's already a number of down payment assistance programs around the country. And we've had those for years, for decades, and those have not artificially risen the price of a house.
Okay, and what? Okay, fine. What other policies? I mean, Kamala Harris's economic policies, you can debate if they're good or bad, but the fact is she's in office right now with Joe Biden. And you said earlier it's the Biden-Harris campaign. That's why she got the nominee, is because she's a part of that, office. That was your justification earlier. Okay. So if that's going to be your justification for that, you also need to admit the fact that she is in office now, and her policies mirror Joe Biden's policies. Please tell me another policy of Kamala Harris that is better than Donald Trump's.
So did you vote for Donald Trump in 2020?
Yes.
Okay. So, and you know how Donald Trump when he was running in 2020 was saying, I'm going to fix the economy from COVID?
Yes.
Yeah. So why didn't he just do it right then?
He had been working. What do you mean?
No. Wait. Why didn't he just solve it right then and there? Why didn't he just solve it? He was president. Why didn't he just solve it right then and there?
Whoa. Half the...
No,
okay.
Wait. Unemployment was still really high when he left. Why didn't he just solve it right there?
The pandemic was this was peak pandemic time.
Why didn't he just solve the pandemic? See how bad of an argument this is? This is the exact same argument you're making. That, they're in office right now. Why don't they solve it? It's not that easy. Yeah.
That is not fair. That is not a fair comparison.
Understand it's the exact same logic you're making right now. You're saying that, they're in office right now. Why don't they just solve the problems that they're facing right now? Why don't they just solve it? I can make that exact same argument about Donald Trump in 2020. That's a really bad argument because it's a misunderstanding about how the government works. Government is slow. A lot of these things can't be addressed really quickly, and a lot of these things can't be addressed certainly by the VP by themselves. So you're saying, why doesn't Harris fix the economy? That is not how the economy works. It's not how Congress works, and it's certainly not how the vice presidency works.
Okay, so what economic policy of Kamala Harris's beats Donald Trump's?
Her entire opportunity economy slogan that she's talking about, her entire position is, hey, let's make it easier for people to do well. One of the ways she wants to do that is raising the standard tax deduction for small businesses from $5,000 to $50,000. One of the ways that really, one of the ways it's really difficult to create a small business is because of the financial aspect. It's very expensive to make a business. Kamala Harris is saying, hey, let's reduce that barrier, make it easier for people to create small businesses. And her view is, let's give the middle class a tax cut. People keep saying it. Donald Trump says, this and that. Let's actually give the middle class a tax cut so the middle class has more money in their pockets and more expendable income. And let's raise the taxes on the wealthy so we can continue to fund our schools, our roads, our bridges, our water systems, our hospitals, and things like that. Let's do that.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah. So 2 things. One, that is one policy of Kamala Harris's that I am in complete agreement with about the small business thing. I think that that's really good. And I would love to see from Donald Trump more. I like that he, is big on, big industry because that brings a lot of jobs. But I wish that he was also just as enthusiastic about helping small businesses. So I will agree with you on that policy. But, oh, gosh, I've already forgot. What was the second thing?
Small businesses or
Small businesses, but you said something else.
tax cuts.
Oh, yeah, tax cuts. I mean, Donald Trump gave tax cuts. My family is a middle-class family. My dad is a police officer. My mom is, does logistics for car companies. We are a truly middle-class family.
Huh?
We had fantastic tax breaks during Donald Trump's presidency and our income has not changed. We paid significant taxes in Joe Biden's presidency. That's just a personal example.
So you're saying your family's taxes have gone up under Joe Biden?
Yes.
We are still under Donald Trump's tax plan.
How is that? No.
Yeah, because he signed the law in 2017, 2018. It's a 10-year plan. It's a 10-year tax system. So it doesn't expire fully until 2027.
So how come, if that's the case, then how come my family, whose income has not changed,
yeah,
if it has, it's been very marginal. If it has not changed, how come during you said it was enacted in 2018, so yeah. 2019 and 2020 still under 2017, 2018, 2019 had tax return, like money returned back to us. And then under the same quote unquote tax plan, we're now paying more in taxes.
Yeah, that's part of Donald Trump's plan. It's kind of like think of it as like a slider. Like every single year, taxes go up for families that it was originally cut for. So you're probably saying, oh, maybe this year I'm paying more taxes than last. This year I'm paying more taxes than last. It continues to go up for different income brackets. So now your income bracket and your family's income bracket has probably been hit sometime under the Biden administration, and then your taxes went up as a result. But not because of Joe Biden. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris tried to repeal the Trump tax cuts. Republicans wouldn't vote with them on that, and institute new tax laws, which would have given a tax cut to the middle class, raise them on the wealthy. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have said that they will not raise taxes on anybody making less than $400,000 a year, and they haven't done that. But Donald Trump's tax law continues to do that, and it sucks. Also, it's just a tax cut for the wealthy at the end of the day.
I mean, okay.
So don't vote for that. There's no reason to vote for Donald Trump. None. There's no reason to vote for a criminal. There's no reason to vote for somebody who claims credit for the economy, didn't actually do anything for the economy. There's no reason to claim credit for this guy who just lies time and time again. Told over 30,000 lies during his presidency. And it's just no reason. There's no reason at all.
I mean, okay. I don't really know. Honestly, I don't know what to say about this point. And I will say that you are much more educated on these finer points than I am. It seems like I'm not really familiar with your page. It just showed up on my For You page like the live did. But it seems like you might do this quite often. Yeah, I mean, even like okay, fine. If we say Joe Biden ran in 2020 about tax cuts to the middle class, where are those tax cuts?
We tried to get them passed. Republicans wouldn't vote for it.
Okay, but how can you run on something Joe Biden also ran, and Kamala Harris ran in 2020 on student loan debt. Both of those things never really happened.
It's not true. Joe Biden's forgiven more student loan debt than any president before him.
But
any president in history.
He still didn't meet his promise. What? No, you know as well as I do that the promises that he made about student loan debt were not did not come to reality during his presidency.
Yeah, so Joe Biden said that he would want to forgive up to $10,000 of student loan forgiveness, $20,000 for Pell Grant recipients and things like that. They actually instituted that plan, and it was blocked by the Supreme Court, which is a conservative Supreme Court. And the reason that lawsuit even came to be is because Republicans sued the Biden administration. So you're saying, well, why didn't this come to be? Again, ask your own party, ask the people you're voting for as to why millions of students, people dealing with student loan debt do not have that forgiveness.
But the point is not that we didn't get student loan debt forgiveness, because I don't really agree with that. My point is that they are running on lies and false promises. It's not that we didn't get student loan debt forgiven. It was that the promise was made that they would get student loan debt forgiven, and they didn't do it, knowing that there was a conservative majority in Congress, knowing that there was a conservative majority on the Supreme Court, knowing all of that, and still parroting to the American people that they were going to get this done and other things done that didn't happen. That is false promises.
It's not false promises. They tried. So when you're running for president, you say, I want to do this. I'm going to try to get this done. They tried. They signed an executive order to do it, and then the Republicans sued the Biden administration to have it overturned. You cannot blame Biden and Kamala Harris if the conservative Supreme Court, which, by the way, 3 of those people were appointed by Donald Trump, are overturning a policy of his. It's literally out of his control. And also, I just want to be clear, again, Biden has forgiven more student loan debt than any president before. So you're saying, well, Biden ran on forgiving student loans. Why didn't he? He did. I mean,
I'm not saying he forgave no student loan debt. That's not what I said. What I said was the promises that he made during him and Kamala made during their campaigns for the 2020 presidency was much more than was actually realized. Okay, and that's consistent on a lot of things. The economy.
The Supreme Court shot it down.
Said, please hold on. Joe Biden said that he would bring the economy back. Build back better. Build back better was his campaign slogan. Do you think that we have built back better?
Yes. What we've been able, oh my God, yes. What we've been able to accomplish in the United States with our economy is unheard of. This was
economy for who? Because I feel like I don't know.
Everybody. No economist thought that we were going to be in this position when COVID happened. No economist.
No economist thought that we were going to be in this position when COVID happened. No economist.
Echo. You got to swipe up out of the app. You got to swipe up out of the app. There's an echo. Just swipe up and come back. Go ahead, Abby, swipe up and come back. And then come back. And come back. Come on. Come on, Abby. Where'd you go? Oh, she left. I guess maybe she like swiped up out of the app altogether. Well, there she goes. My God. Skylar, thank you for the $5 on Venmo saying this girl isn't real. Daisy Jade, thank you for the $1. I'll take myself out tomorrow. Adore you and your work. Amazing, Daisy. I think you should. I appreciate your support, and I hope you do. Go treat yourself. Go have something good tomorrow. It means a lot that you're here. And again, Sassy Sailor with another $75 on Cash App saying, David, aka Sassy Sailor, thanks for all that you do. David, thank you for all that you do. I appreciate that. That's incredibly kind. Another $75 tonight. That is insane. David, my man, I appreciate that so much. Thank you. That is incredibly kind. Show some love for David in the chat for another $75 on Cash App. Wow. Yeah. God. All right, ladies and gents, I'm going to wrap it up there. I'm going to go Peloton now. That's right. I'm going to go ride the Peloton. I'm going to go lift. So yeah, I'll wrap up the live there. Listen, I have a couple things for you to do. I post on every single social media platform. I post on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat. All of those links are in my bio. It would mean a lot if you can go support all of those different platforms, follow on all of them. And now also do me a favor, and we're going to raid somebody tonight. We're going to raid somebody. I want you guys to either go raid Tommy or Isaiah. Tommy is my_dude. MY_DOODE. He's a really good debate, like a really good debater, really good on TikTok. So definitely go raid Tommy. Say Harry sent you. Say Harry raid. Let him know in the chat that we sent him, or go to Isaiah R. Martin. He's live right now. It's Isaiah R. Martin. So go do that. Go say hi to Isaiah and let him know that we think he's awesome. So again, that's my dude, my_DOODE. And Isaiah, and actually, there you go. Killer is going to pin it now. So both these usernames, go raid them. Go say Harry raid. Let them know that we sent you, and let them know that they're awesome. All right. So go do that. Go say Harry raid. Let them know. I want the entire chat. I want the entire chat of both of these people to be filled with Harry raid. I want it to be entire chat to be filled with Harry raid. Now, as I mentioned, go follow on all the platforms on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, all that good stuff. Both of their usernames are again right here. My dude, Isaiah R. Martin. Both of them are right here. Right here. All right. Let them know. And say hi to them. All right. But anyway, ladies and gents, boys and girls, have a great day tomorrow. It's Thursday tomorrow, if it's not already for you on the East Coast. Have a great day tomorrow. Enjoy your Thursday. Sleep in if you can. Eat some good food. Drink some water. Eat some, have a meal or something along those nature. Thank you, HY, for the subscription. I appreciate you. And enjoy yourself tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Sleep in if you can. All that good stuff. See some people you care about. Tell the people you care about them, and all that good stuff. All right, everybody. I appreciate you guys. Enjoy, and we'll talk soon. All right. All right. Bye, everybody. Mwah.